free kick.
So nice.
We're just going to get this thing started again. We had the build up. Thought we did a nice job making this thing feel big.
Yep.
We're gonna run that back.
Kick so nice, we're gonna do it twice. Why not?
And no penalty, which makes it even better. So poor Gallus is gonna give it another run. Mike Collins deep to receive for the Who's. Here we go. We believe this counts. ACC Coastal football underway from Hard Rock Stadium. That's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Virginia's offense, led by their talented quarterback, Brennan Armstrong, leads the country in passing, 430 yards a game. This team is electric with this quarterback.
They certainly are, and they've been efficient up until this point, up until this year. But this year, with Brennan Armstrong and the weapons that he has on the outside, they've been able to push the ball down the field, which is why you've seen those passing numbers really explode for this offense.
So early on, Wayne Taulapapa is listed deep. We didn't know if he was going to be available. He is, in fact, available for Virginia. First play, Brennan Armstrong to the outside, intended for Billy Kemp. That pass falls incomplete.
And that's what you're going to see for Virginia. This isn't a team that has run the ball well in recent years. So there's times where they're going to start off with the pass. They're going to start there and then work towards running the football.
So 2nd and 10, both defenses maligned as Taulapapa takes it off the left side. Good hard gain for him. That'll be a gain of 5. The defenses for both of these teams have come in maligned and questioned what are they available to do. We're going to find out early on.
We certainly are. This Miami front, as you get a look at Wayne Taulapapa, this Miami front is one that Manny Diaz said has really been the biggest difference between last year and this year. He's impressed with how they've been, but they're going to get tested here on 3rd and 5.
So movement on that, flag on the play.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So false start on the center, 3rd manageable now becomes 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and at 3rd and 5, Bronco Mendenhall feels great about Brennan Armstrong's ability to dish the ball. But 3rd and long becomes a little more difficult for this offense, obviously.
Armstrong over the middle, it is caught. That was inches from trouble. Kitan Thompson, we mentioned him in the open. Big play to move the chains. 1st down, UVA.
Well, he does an excellent job of finding a soft spot in the zone, and it's the freshman, James Williams at safety, who just breaks a little late on this one. Brennan Armstrong able to fire it into Thompson, a really accurate throw from the quarterback.
So a quick conversion for the Cavaliers. It's Billy Kemp in motion. Armstrong going to look left, throw it over the middle, and again, Kitan Thompson found something over the middle of that Miami defense. 2nd consecutive gain of 15.
Yeah, the question for Miami is going to be, can you find 99? And when you do, can you limit him? And he's found it twice. A soft spot over the middle with Miami in zone.
That's Taulapapa up the middle, and no gain. Manny Diaz said of his defensive unit, now worth pointing out, if you watch college football, you know that he is the head coach and the defensive coordinator as Steed and Flagg bring him down. He said, look, coming in, it's been missed tackles. We got to get rid of the missed tackles. He also said the biggest improvement for the defense has been up front.
Yeah, and they're a little banged up there today. Jared Harrison Hunt out for this game.
We expect to see Leonard Taylor, the talented true freshman, and Thompson was wide open. And Armstrong missed an opportunity for a big play. That brings up another 3rd and 10.
You know, this year they haven't really missed very much. Kitan Thompson listed as a football player on the depth chart. He's a guy that came in as a quarterback, but he's such a good athlete that they said, look, in Little League, who would you take first? You take the quarterback and you let him go out and be an athlete. So why would we change that when you get to college? Let's find him a place to play, and Kitan Thompson at the bottom of your screen to certainly embrace that.
What did Bronco say? Being on the football field's better than holding the clipboard as Brennan Armstrong holds on to the ball and gets sacked. On 3rd and 10, brought down That's Elijah Roberts who has the sack, a loss of 8, and that Hurricanes defense first possession, they're going to force the punt.
Yeah, watch 12, Jafari Harvey coming from the bottom. He's the one that gets to Brennan Armstrong first. Does a nice job of defeating the block on the right tackle. He's able to get into the backfield for his buddy Elijah Roberts, one of those young players, second-year freshman, getting a lot of playing time because of injuries today.
Tyreek Stevenson, he's the transfer in from Georgia. He's back to receive the punt, a fair catch. And that's where Miami will take over after a punt of 41. Talked about it at the top of the broadcast. We will not see De'Aaron King. It is Tyler Van Dyke's game. He played last week against Central Connecticut. He was a highly rated recruit. This is his first opportunity to say, you know what? After De'Aaron's gone, future here in Miami's bright.
Yeah, and look, from what we've seen from him, it certainly lends itself to be the case. He's a guy that's performed well in his opportunities in spring and last week. The question is, this is a game where he's going to face some adversity. What happens when he does?
The play fake for Van Dyke rolls out. It is incomplete, intended for Will Mallory.
Matt, last year in this game, Miami was able to really steal the momentum by taking deep shots early against Virginia's safeties. Both coaches were certainly aware of that coming into it. But with a young quarterback, do you feel comfortable doing that? That's the question for Manny Diaz and his crew.
Perhaps one of the biggest differences for Van Dyke, pro-style quarterback, as he gets the ball to Mike Harley, one of the Hurricanes' better receivers. De'Aaron King, known for his ability to run, scramble. He's a dual-threat quarterback. But Van Dyke, pocket passer, can move if he needs to, not what he does best.
Yeah, they'll still sprinkle in some of that zone read. We saw Jake Garcia pull one, go for 40-plus yards last week. Doesn't have the mobility of that guy, De'Aaron King, so we're probably not going to see the scramble as much, but quarterback run game will still be a threat.
Well, Mallory, the man in motion, big third down here for Van Dyke, his first possession starting here for the Hurricanes. Pass is tipped, and it falls incomplete. So wouldn't you know it? We talk about the offenses. Now the defenses have struggled. We have punt to begin the game, as West Weeks was the player that tipped the pass.
Yeah, and De'Aaron King out. Miami opting to try and get the ball out early. Virginia affecting the quarterback. That is a situation that Virginia's struggled a little bit. They haven't gotten the sacks this year, but they have affected the quarterback. They picked a spot well there to send a blitz.
So Billy Kemp back deep to receive. Lou Headley, the punter for Miami. We'll get into Headley's story throughout the night, but the story here, the punt and the bounce settles in at the 20, a punt of 62. Brennan Armstrong and the Who's back on offense after this. I'm not going to tell you this game is more important than any of them, but 0-2 in conference as Billy Kemp comes up with that catch. And Roddy, this is an important game for Virginia to get their first win in conference.
It certainly is. If they have any hope of winning the Coastal Division, you don't want to start 0-3. But Bronco Mendenhall has really built this program brick by brick. 2-10 in his first season, 6-7, slowly built to that 9-5 season, that Orange Bowl ACC championship season.
What about Taulapapa bouncing off some tacklers? And a big gain for Virginia on 2nd and 1. Gervin Hall brings him down, but there you see the missed tackles a problem for Miami's defense, and Taulapapa gets a gain of 26.
It's been something that's plagued them throughout the season. And you see in the hole, he stopped up there. You gotta, when you have a chance, you gotta bring him down. Taulapapa wasn't in the game for Virginia last week. They thought his return could give him a big boost in the run game, and it looks like it has.
It was the 5-star freshman Leonard Taylor missing the tackle, so 1st and 10 for Armstrong. Has to get away from the pressure, throws across his body, and a big hit, and a big catch for Kitan Thompson, and here comes the flag. Tyreek Stevenson, the transfer from Georgia. It was a gain of 17. Jeff Heiser, the head official tonight. Here's the call.
Personal foul, targeting, defense, number 2. That play is under further review.
Tonight we have our rules analyst Matt Austin as a part of the broadcast. Matt, good evening. Walk us through this.
Well, thanks, Matt. This is a close one. The defender lowers his head, but it looks like he tries to get the head to the side. So I don't think you have any kind of crown of the helmet hit. However, he is a defenseless player. The shoulder pad does look like it goes right into the face mask. So being a defenseless player, you can't hit above the shoulders. So
we'll be right back after this, Matt. I've got a question for you about the indicator when it comes to targeting, but we'll chat about it after this.
Welcome to Allstate, where we have all...
Per ACC rules, we have to step aside when they are reviewing a targeting or any type of penalty. Matt Austin, we had to step aside for a second. They came back and said it was no targeting. Explain why.
Well, the last view you saw as we came back was the best one. The receiver is defenseless, but the defender went low. He got his shoulder into the chest plate of the receiver, which is why they waved it off, because it was not to the head neck area. So I think it was a good overturn.
And that was a big overturn from Miami. Tyreek Stevenson, I've mentioned it a couple times now, the Georgia transfer. He's been playing some good football for Miami. To keep him in now is big.
He certainly has. And look, I agree with Matt. It's the right call in this situation. And that's why the system is in place of an automatic review, and all elements of the targeting have to be confirmed. If not, no targeting. I think it's a good call and a big call for Miami.
Would it surprise you if I was stunned it was overturned?
I would not. It would not surprise me that you were stunned.
Okay, then I'm
We've
stunned.
been jaded this season.
We have been, man. Look, chalk one up for the football people.
There you go.
2nd and 10. Armstrong looks left across the middle. Another missed tackle for the Hurricanes. That caught by Jacob Rodriguez at a gain of 8. Rodriguez, yet another quarterback for Virginia that plays.
Not a quarterback, Matt. A football player.
I'm sorry,
on
you're
the
right.
depth
I'm
chart
sorry.
listed FBP. Football player, a guy that played quarterback in high school, was a dual threat, obviously, and now, because he's such a good athlete out at receiver, Brennan Armstrong under center for this 3rd down.
A lot of football players for the Virginia offense. 3rd and 2. It's Taulapapa again. You give this kid the ball on 3rd and short, he'll convert after a gain of 3.
Virginia's going to throw a ton of formations at you over the course of this game. Bronco Mendenhall and this crew are very innovative with the things that they do. That time going under center, the old T look, not a wing T, but the old straight across T. Handing the ball off to Wayne Taulapapa. And what they do with personnel, too, makes it so hard, especially on a short week, for defense to get everything down.
So nice drive put together by Virginia. Mike Hollins in it back. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 17. Here comes the blitz. Armstrong gets it off, and that's a good back shoulder throw to Billy Kemp, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down.
Miami brought pressure on that one. You've got a safety coming. Brennan Armstrong's left wisely goes to his one-on-one matchup to Billy Kemp, and they feel good. Billy Kemp is such a quick receiver. They feel good anytime he's one-on-one on anybody.
They love Kemp. They love Wicks. They love this entire offensive unit. Starting with the quarterback. Looked out of the backfield, goes to the end zone. It is incomplete. What a deflection by Cameron Kitchens, one of their talented true freshmen we'll get into tonight. Miami loves the youth on this team, and Cam Kitchens showed why.
Cam Kitchens comes from the opposite side of the field to make this play. Looked like he was a little confused on where to line up, but you see 24 coming across, almost makes the play. He's nowhere near there to start, so Brennan Armstrong's not even accounting for him. Had a chance for an interception there.
2nd and goal. The give to Hollins, who gets to the outside. Missed tackle by Miami. Flag on the play. Hollins spotted short. And we'll keep a look on the flag.
Holding. Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's the 2nd time we've seen Olusegun Oluwatimi called in the middle of the
Correction,
field.
2nd down.
You kind of saw him at the bottom of your screen, or excuse me, the left of your screen. I think he was actually on 72. Swoboda. So my apologies to Oluwatimi.
Don't hand it out penalties.
Hey, that one's on Jeff Eason.
Ryan Swoboda, docket.
Right.
Center, you're safe. 2nd and goal. Moves the ball back to the 15. Taulapapa in motion. Brennan looks his way, climbs the pocket, able to get out of there. And Brennan Armstrong, he can do this. He can run, brings it all the way back down to the 1. Bubba bolted on the tackle. Brennan Armstrong shows that ability, Roddy, to get out of the pocket, gain of 14.
Miami goes with zone, but there's nobody in the middle of the field. Brennan Armstrong identifies that, and then the toughness. I'm not sure he didn't get in there, actually, on that first look. Oh, no, his knee's down before he gets in, yeah. But still, big play on a second long to set up third and short.
So 3rd and goal. Taulapapa, touchdown, Virginia. Wayne Taulapapa back in the lineup, paying dividends early, 10 plays, 79 yards. Who's strike first midway through the first quarter?
Methodical drive for Virginia, overcoming penalties, able to get down there. How about this? Check out this view from the blimp. See the movement on the left side of that offensive line, one-on-one with the safety in a corner, and Taulapapa barrels into the end zone.
Brendan Farrell on for the extra point attempt. It is good. We saw a little bit of everything on that drive, Roddy, including the bad of the Miami defense with some of their missed tackles, but a lot of the good from Brennan Armstrong.
We did, and you saw a little bit of Virginia mixing up formations, catching Miami off guard. Miami had an opportunity, though. Young player Cameron Kitchens with an opportunity to intercept Brennan Armstrong in the end zone. Didn't happen. Virginia capitalizes for 7 points.
Want to throw it down to Harry Lyles Jr. Harry, what do you have?
Guys, after that Miami offensive possession, Tyler Van Dyke was back here on the bench with all of his wide receivers and De'Ara King, who's giving him some encouragement. We saw Rhett Lashley come up to him. He was just giving him words of encouragement. Everybody is calm on this sideline. They know it's early in the game here, and he's looking unfazed, to be quite honest with you.
Harry, thank you. Again, a big opportunity for their young quarterback starting against Central Connecticut. Much difference than starting in a Coastal game against Virginia. Down 7-0. Xavier Restrepo and Brashard Smith, another one of the talented freshmen, deep to receive for Miami. Kick's going to go into the end zone, so Van Dyke will get the ball, 1st and 10 at the 25. And look, when you talk about the Miami offense and Rhett Lashley, they want to get the running game going, but the issues defensively for Miami have been missing the tackles.
Yeah, and it was a story a little bit on that last drive. It started in the opening game against Miami, continued against App State, and then maybe reached ahead against Michigan State. And this one ended up all over the place. Gervinhall opting to go for the block. And you get a big play down the field. Ultimately, Manny Diaz has talked about getting that corrected. Some of these young players hope to do that as well, but now it's about the Miami offense getting something going.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 25. Here comes Jalen Knight and the Rooster, the player they're excited to get back at a gain of 3. Rhett Lashley says we're going to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball to get this offense clicking.
Well, they haven't been able to do it especially well this season outside of the Central Connecticut State game, and making a young quarterback comfortable is certainly paramount.
There's 3 passes on that first drive, so they finally got a run going. Here's 2nd and 7. And we know they're going to use this player. They like Brashard Smith. Lastly, compared him to the skill set of a Percy Harvin, so I would expect to see him in different formations throughout the game.
Absolutely. We're going to see him in the backfield, both taking handoffs like that on just power to the right side. We're going to see him in the slot where they hand it to him. We're going to see him on those pop passes coming around, jet sweeps. He's going to get the ball a ton. He's one of those true freshmen they are really excited about.
So another 3rd down opportunity for Van Dyke. Restrepo, the player in motion. Van Dyke's going to look right, throw right. And it is incomplete. It's intended for Restrepo. Nick Grant on the coverage. Roddy, 2 consecutive possessions and 2 punts for the Hurricanes.
It's a little bit of the jitters of a young quarterback. Xavier Restrepo, 5'10", that ball a little high. Nick Grant coming fast, makes that high ball a really tough catch. You got to put it right on the body of your receiver so that when the safety comes up and tackles him, he's able to corral it with his body. Young quarterback facing some adversity early.
So Lou Headley on already for his 2nd punt of the night. Billy Kemp is going to touch it. He's lucky to corral that. Took a weird hop, but Billy did a good job staying on top of it. 66-yard punt for Headley. Virginia back on offense after this. ACC ball as Virginia gets it out to Hollins. How about Bernie? I mean, you used to talk about these Miami teams and the quarterbacks they would trot through here. You had Walsh, you had Kelly. I mean, what a program this was late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, Gino Torretta in there as well, all the way up to Ken Dorsey. 1983 national champions. Howard Schnellenberger built it up to that point.
They'll honor the late coach tonight. It's Hollins again up the middle. He's going to be brought down after a gain of 5.
Another missed tackle in the backfield for Miami. Nestor Severo would have been a tough one, but Mike Hollins able to get out of it, get upfield, and get to a 3rd and manageable. Virginia so far today has done a nice job. 2 of 4 on 3rd down so far.
Yes, a couple of check marks for Virginia. Get better on 3rd down, score in the red zone. They've done both of those.
Certainly have. 1 for 5 scoring touchdowns in the red zone a week ago. 1 for 1 so far today.
So 3rd and 5 for Armstrong. Quick out of the backfield. It's Hollins who's going to easily get the 1st down for Virginia. Knocked out by Bubba Bolden. That was a gain of 16.
Yeah, they go man-to-man across the board. And one of these 2 linebackers has to cover Mac Hollins out of the backfield. Nobody picks him up. And he is wide open in the flat out there to the left.
It's a quick start for this Virginia offense. Already 137 total yards. Early movement. Armstrong goes deep. Rashawn Henry was the intended receiver, but there is a flag on the play.
Offside. Defense, number 96. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Well, it's a nice job of the center, Olusegun Olawatimi, varying the snap count. So when the quarterback claps, that's basically saying, hey, when you're ready, big guy, and usually the center snaps it pretty quickly. That time he hesitates for a half a beat, gets Miami to jump off sides, they get the 5 yards.
There's Kitan Thompson. He gets the ball. He was the man in motion. Early night for Thompson, and the Miami defense is there, swarming Thompson, led by DeAndre Johnson.
And that's the danger of putting a guy who's not used to being a running back in the backfield. He needs to get up under that block of the left guard. Doesn't do that, tries to get outside. Ryan Nelson had the guy sealed outside, had that kick out block. Kitan Thompson tries to bounce it out and ends up losing the 5 yards that they gained on the penalty.
Armstrong, plenty of time to the boundary. You mentioned not used to running the ball, but he can catch it. Gain of 9. Kitan Thompson, he's been busy tonight. Can't catch the 15, 15, 16, and now 9.
And the guy didn't have a touch in the 1st quarter against Wake Forest. You see that left hand, he's got a cast on there. That obviously not affecting his ability to catch the football. He has been all over the place. He gets a little break as Jacob Rodriguez comes in for him.
So the cast is getting used to it week by week. So 3rd and short. It's Taulapapa. It's going to be another 1st down and another 3rd and short conversion for Taulapapa, and Virginia brought down by Corey Flack.
And look, we're now 12 minutes into this game. We got 3 minutes left in the 1st quarter. This Miami defense has been on the field for 24 plays. Virginia on pace to run 100 football plays in this game because of their ability to stay on the field and Miami's inability to stay on the field on offense. And this is a front that's down a couple of guys as well.
Hollins met immediately by Tyreek Stevenson. He has been active tonight, and that is a good clip of why they couldn't afford to lose him on that targeting play that was waved off.
Exactly right. Run support coming from the secondary. The Georgia transfer has been excellent in fortifying this Miami secondary. He's a physical corner. We've already seen come up and hit you. Done a nice job so far in this game.
So one of those unique formations, Armstead in there, and Armstrong pulls it. It made a man miss or two. was able to pick up a gain of 4 brought down by Gervin Hall.
How about this? It's like a little wishbone. They run a triple option play out of that formation with Ira Armstead back at quarterback as a guy who played in the option. A little bit of work to do on the pitch relationship. I mean, watch how far Ira Armstead is away from Brennan Armstrong. He's got to like toss that thing 10 yards to get out there. But the number of things that this offense throws at you is mind-numbing when you're on a short week like Miami is.
Robert or Nye, their offensive coordinator, said, you know what? You've got to evolve. You've got to be multifaceted. It is incomplete. And Miami finally able to get Virginia off the field on a 3rd down to Corey Couch in there. And they force a punt.
They do. Played man-to-man on the back end, but it was the pressure getting to Brennan Armstrong, forcing him out of the pocket that really caused that. Miami's defense finally able to get off the field, and they're just praying that the offense stays on the field for any amount of times they can get a little breather.
So Jacob Finn to punt. Stevenson back deep. Oh, what a bounce. That is some good special teams football out of Virginia. That's a punt of 51 from Finn. And so Van Dyke and that Miami offense going to take over at the 1-yard line. You know, people talk about a college football atmosphere. We know Hard Rock Stadium quite a bit away from campus. Harry Lyles, what's the atmosphere like down on the field?
Guys, I'll tell you what, it's not a full crowd, but they're making it count down here. I mean, when it's 3rd down, if they make a big play on defense, they're really bringing the noise here. It feels like a full stadium, even though it's not.
You know, look, Miami fans, they bring it. Case in point on your screen.
Oh, yeah. She's ready to go to, like, WWE or something.
Any fans at the stadium is a welcome sight for college football fans, and it's going to be a safety for Virginia's defense.
Is a safety.
Nick Jackson led the way along with Noah Taylor. Cameron Harris couldn't get out of the backfield. Put up 2 for the Hoos.
You got to give a lot of credit to Mandy Alonso. He's the first guy through number 91, penetrating against the right tackle. Does a really nice job of getting in the backfield. But, Matt, that's a play that's made by special teams. You punt the ball down it at the 1-yard line, get penetration from your defensive line, special teams turning into points, and this is a nightmarish start for Miami on offense.
Especially with their young quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke. You've got 2 punts, 3 and outs. You get pinned deep. You got a safety. Mandy Alonso leads the way for Virginia. And you're right, chalk that one up to the special teams. College football week 5. It's kind of been an up and down slate, but you're going to see a good one this weekend throughout ESPN and ABC. The SEC, one of their marquee weekends. ACC gets us started here on Thursday night. I want to talk about something you had mentioned about the Miami offense and the start. Rhett Lashley, what are you doing now with Van Dyke with 3 possessions and nothing to show for it?
You got to push the ball down the field. I mean, you haven't thrown it down the field at all. And on that last play, Virginia's basically playing up in man-free coverage, selling out everybody else to stop the run because they knew exactly what Miami was going to do in that situation. Just makes it really tough on your offensive line. Now, on the 1-yard line, do you want to do it? Maybe not, but you got to do it at some point to try and make Virginia respect it.
Antonio Clary's going to receive the ball at the 20. He's going to have some space, and it's closed quickly by Miami. Nonetheless, Virginia gets the ball spotted at the 30. Roddy, let's go back to the safety and that push you saw for the Virginia defensive line.
Well, watch what Virginia's doing on defense. Joey Blunt's going to come up, and then you've got man-to-man, and nobody else is really concerned about the pass. Go ahead and roll it, guys. Everybody is selling out to stop the run for Virginia. It's man-to-man on the back end. There's no threat. They sense no threat for Tyler Van Dyke to throw the ball. Knew what Miami was going to do. So Miami's eventually going to have to push the ball down the field because Virginia is going to sell out to stop the run until he proves that he can throw it over their heads.
You had just mentioned the defense needs to stay off the field. They get the safety, and here comes Armstrong and Billy Kemp. And right away, that's going to be a first down for Virginia. Bradley Jennings brings him down after a gain of 10.
It's a great point by you, Matt. This Virginia offense just ran its 28th play. They'll likely get the 29th off. They will get the 29th off before this play ends. You transpose that over a 4-quarter game, 116 plays is what they're on pace for.
Empty backfield now. They marked him short, so 2nd and 1. Armstrong with the fake, feels the pressure. He's going to get brought down, and another sack for that Miami defense. Ball pops out. Whistled dead, and that is the all-everything 5-star freshman, Leonard Taylor.
The excitement that they have about this young man cannot be understated. They get pressure from the outside. Leonard Taylor's there to clean it up. It's a really nice shot by that Miami front that Manny Diaz has said has played really well despite some of the results.
Who is going to be the next great pass rusher at the U? They think Leonard Taylor is one of those kids that can fill that void. 6'3", 305 out of Miami. So they get the sack. Virginia's got the ball. You had a touchdown. You had Virginia up 9-0 here at Hard Rock Stadium. Tell you what, Brennan Armstrong continues to be brilliant in first quarters, but a tackle in the backfield there. Devin Darrington, the running back. First time we've called his name. That's Gilbert Frierson playing that striker position for the U. Hey, tell you what, great job by Miami's defense. There could have been an opportunity for a momentum change following the safety, and they forced the punt there on 3rd down.
Yeah, Miami's defense being scrappy and get the negative play earlier in the drive and do a nice job of forcing that punt. Give this offense an opportunity to try and get something going.
Finn to punt. Stevenson deep to receive. It. And he was able, Miami was able to get on that. Finn, another remarkable punt, but Malik Curtis saved what could have been a catastrophe for Miami.
I don't know what's stronger than a catastrophe, but it's certainly a calamity maybe. Like this would have been the worst case scenario for Miami after forcing the punt. That was heart-wrenching or potentially heart-wrenching for this Miami offense had they not been able to take the field again.
I'll get in the thesaurus to find something worse. 7
that.
plays, 10 yards for Miami in the first quarter. There goes Jalen Knight. Establish the running game if you're Miami. Brought down by Nick Grant. First explosive play we've seen out of them tonight. Here comes the tempo.
Yeah, good job sealing that left side on that play.
It was good enough for a first down. Play fake to Knighton. Van Dyke plants his back foot. It's incomplete, intended for Charleston Rambo.
You see Van Dyke pointing to Rambo deep. Anthony Johnson sat on that route, knew Rambo, or felt where Rambo was going to break it and was all over it when Van Dyke threw the ball.
Knighton again off the left side, makes a couple Wahoos miss. He's going to pick up 2. You compare Knighton to Cameron Harris. He just has a different look. Again, if you're just joining us, Knighton missed the first 4 games of the season due to a suspension, a violation of team rules. He is back, and he's going to be used quite a bit.
Incredible quickness on the edge by Jalen Knighton, but Mandy Alonso has done a really nice job of being disruptive. They've kicked Zion Nelson over, or Zion Nelson is playing that left tackle spot, and Mandy Alonso's gotten the better of him a couple of times.
They were excited to have Zion back. Big left tackle for the Hurricanes. Van Dyke's going to roll out. 3rd and 7. Can't find anybody. Goes downfield. Mike Harley says, I got the foot in.
Drilling on the field is an incomplete pass.
And the official disagrees. It's going to be another punt for Miami.
Well, they got a first down on that one, but still another short possession. Rhett Lashley's talking to Tyler Van Dyke as we get a look at this one. Harley up in the air.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah. That right foot almost comes down in bounds. He almost got it. Comes down on the line, though.
Guess how many yards almost gets?
0.
There you go.
Yeah. Guess how many plays almost gets?
0. Remember, Jake Garcia, the other talented freshman quarterback, he is not available to play tonight. Lou Headley has been busy. Good special teams out of Miami. But again, just 11 plays, 23 total yards for the Hurricanes. It's Brennan Armstrong in Virginia after this.
Well,
Triple header we have in store for you on ESPN Saturday. Arkansas and Georgia, that's where College Game Day is going to be hanging out. Florida and Kentucky, Will Levis and the Wildcats off tonight start, as are the Gators, and Auburn, LSU, the nightcap. What a College Football Saturday presented by Marathon on ESPN. This fella's like, you know what, I put in some effort for my team. Want to see him step up here. Brennan Armstrong, the fake to Taulapapa, that's going to be incomplete. Intended for Thompson.
It's a good job of Gerbenhall in that secondary, being physical with Kitan Thompson. Leonard Taylor with the pressure, but there was man free across the board and tried to take a shot downfield.
Harry, what do you have on the defense?
You know, after that last possession that the Miami defense had, Bubba Bolden was walking up and down telling his guys, we are figuring them out. So they're feeling pretty good right now. Time
of possession, 13:38 to 3:33. It's certainly not for a lack of reps. There's Taulapapa out of the backfield, and a good job wrapping him up there by Wayne Steed.
We talked over and over about the missed tackles for Miami. That a really good open field tackle by Wayne Steed, who's replacing Keontre Smith at that will linebacker position. Has done a really nice job and forced a third long.
So Armstead now in the backfield, 3rd and 7.
Remember, Jelani Woods, the big tight end, 6'8", 280 pounds, not playing in this game.
Third and 7. Armstrong, nowhere to go. Pressured, gets out of it. And that is going to be close. And it looks as if he's spotted short of the first down. Zach McLeod and Nesta Jade Silvera. And they're going to mark it a 4th down, so they're going to be short. Another great job by the Miami defense.
It really is. It's a great job of coverage on the back end first. Watch these guys in man-to-man coverage all over it. And then when Brennan Armstrong escapes, rallying to the football. Let's see, that dive at the end. I don't know if he got it either. I think that's probably a pretty good spot.
They're going to blow it dead. They're probably going to have another look at this. Because Roddy,
prior to the snap, first charge timeout, Miami.
So Miami uses the timeout.
Which allows the officials to take a little bit longer look at this.
If they wanted to have another sneak peek, they could. Manny Diaz bangs his first timeout. Still 4th and 1. Virginia set to punt.
My name is Leslie. My favorite thing about the grilled chicken
wants to do started with Mark Richt to update these facilities and get Miami to a point where they could compete with some of the other schools and what they have to offer.
Yeah, instead of relying on the fact that we are Miami in history and tradition and having to overcome some of those other things, they've started to update those.
So 4th and 1, Miami used the timeout. It was not a first down. Took a number of looks at it during the break. Jacob Finn. Another punt for him. Tyreek Stevenson says get away from it. And Miami's going to have the ball there at the 16-yard line. So let's have a look at that 4th down play, because it looked, or that 3rd down play rather, it looked close. So you see where Brennan Armstrong reaches the ball out. We're going to take a look from the blimp view. I want to bring on our rules expert, Matt Austin. Matt, walk us through this.
Yeah, as long as his foot's in bound, he will get the forward progress of the football. So as soon as this foot touches out of bounds, that's when the play is dead, foot or knee. And I do think it was slightly short.
So it did live for a punt for Virginia. Tyler Van Dyke hands the ball off to Jalen Knight in the backfield. Kind of a shake and move. Antonio Clary brings him down. Roddy, what do they need to do offensively here? Moving the ball is the obvious answer, but how?
Well, Virginia's been able to get a lot of penetration from that defensive line. I think Miami needs to find some quick ways to get their guys the ball in space, whether it's smoke screens, some quick little flare outs. Make Virginia play in space, because that is where it looks like Miami's going to have the best chance of having an advantage.
2nd and 10. Van Dyke over the middle. That's a good shot to Rambo. Gain of 16, first down Miami.
That is why they are excited about Tyler Van Dyke. That's a football throw right there. In the hole in cover 2, you've got Anthony Johnson underneath. You got to rip it before the corner gets back and the safety gets over. It's a really nice throw by Van Dyke.
See if that gives him a little confidence as Jalen Knight is going to try to take it off the left side. And again, he's met immediately. Noah Taylor leads the way.
And Matt, there's been some shifting on this offensive line. You've got some guys out. Corey Gaynor, the center, not playing. Obviously, Jalen Rivers hasn't played the last couple of games, being out, a talented freshman. But they are really getting beat up front by this Virginia front.
Van Dyke looks, pulls it, gets down safely. Brought down by Joey Blunt. That a good opportunity. Saw his guy was covered, pulled it down. Got a couple yards.
It's a positive gain, and you will certainly take that. Elliott Brown comes through unblocked from the right side over to the left. Van Dyke does a nice job of just getting upfield and making a positive play.
3rd and 5 movement, free play. Van Dyke's just going to chuck it and see what happens. And that's going to be offsides Virginia and should be a first down for Miami. But you had mentioned the offensive line. They've used a different starting rotation since week 1. Zero continuity up front from injuries and what have you.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Yeah, and they've shifted things around. Zion Nelson is starting at left tackle for them. Navon Donaldson, who's usually their right guard, is at left guard. You've got Ja'Kai Clark in the middle of that offensive line. You've got DJ Skates
in there, yeah.
Right guard, and then Jared Williams at right tackle. So a couple of guys that weren't starters to start the season, some guys at different positions than they started the year.
First time Miami's crossed the 40. 1st and 10. Van Dyke is going to look deep. Intended for Jacoby George. One of those freshman receivers, a part of a trio they call the Three Amigos. Ventrell Cypress on the coverage.
They're certainly excited about it. I like this call from Miami, though. Go with the double move on first down. Make Virginia respect you throwing the ball on first down. They've been getting a lot of man free, a lot of man-to-man coverage on the outside, one safety in the middle on early downs. The way to get Virginia out of that, to try and open things up for the run game, is throwing it deep.
2nd and 10. Knighton off the left side. Flag on the play. It's Clary on the tackle. He looks a bit shaken up.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 10. 15-yard penalty, that'll be number 1, first down.
That's Ben Smiley. Couple penalties here for Virginia have moved the chains for Miami. Now they're in Wahoo's territory, so now Miami, by virtue of penalty, moving the chains. Van Dyke's hit a couple of throws.
Maybe a little bit of confidence coming to this Miami crew. The thing is, it's got to end in points, and you would love for it to end in 7, but giving your defense a rest, huge on this drive for Miami.
That's Cameron Harris, goes nowhere. Brought down by Nick Jackson.
And if there's one guy who you got to account for running the football, it's Nick Jackson. Will Mallory's coming across on the split zone, and nobody takes care of Jackson, who just replaces when the line is zone stepping the opposite way. Nick Jackson, their leading tackler, one of the leading tacklers in the ACC a year ago, got to count for number 6 in the run game.
Van Dyke climbs the pocket, no one there, brought down again. Virginia able to use some of that pass rush led by Mandy Alonso. Alonso has been busy in the early part of this game.
He certainly has. He's been playing his tail off, and downfield, nobody open for Tyler Van Dyke. It's a little bit of a switch concept. They're trying to get Harley on that wheel route, kind of pausing to make it look like they're going to throw the bubble, but nothing there downfield.
Rowdy, this is a defense that's given up 423 yards per game.
And look, we talked to the Miami offense about having success early. Rhett Lashley, they give up 600 yards to Wake Forest, almost 500 to Wake Forest, 600 to North Carolina, but doing well tonight.
Another blitz out of Virginia, and Van Dyke goes down again. Hunter Stewart And that Virginia defense is all over the freshman quarterback, and it's going to be another punt for Miami, who continues to struggle on offense.
Yeah, you just get a twist from Virginia. A couple of guys slid. You get player coming around, Hunter Stewart coming around. Watch him. You got to be able to pass this off for the offensive line, and that shifting on the offensive line has him confused. DJ Scaife doesn't get out to take care of Hunter Stewart, and it's a sack for Miami.
If you told me that this was the 101st defense in terms of yards per game, I'd have said you read the wrong game notes.
Exactly right.
So Headley has been the busiest Hurricanes player. Billy Kemp takes that one to the 5-yard line. Just as we thought, a defensive battle midway through the second quarter. 9-0 Virginia.
Nick Jackson slanting this way. You've got Hunter Stewart coming around, and it's going to put pressure on the right guard, DJ Scaife, right here. Run it, guys. What he does is he's trying to pass off Jackson, doesn't get back off on Stewart, and you get a free run at your quarterback. This Miami offensive line struggled.
So Brennan Armstrong and Virginia's offense pinned deep. After that scoring drive early, they've had back-to-back 3-and-outs. Wayne Steed on the tackle. There's Mike Collins on the reception. A little bit of a Miami defense stepping up. Virginia kind of lost a little bit of the rhythm on offense. This could be a big field flip for this Miami defense.
Absolutely. Harry told us, Bubba Bolden said they were figuring it out.
2nd and 8 out of the backfield. Hollins just drops it.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
And I bet if you ask Manny Diaz with how many times and how many plays Virginia has relative to Miami, and for this defense it's been much maligned throughout the season, how they're playing right now, he'd be thrilled with the effort so far.
Yes, the way this defense has settled down with a lot of young guys in the lineup, the way the offense has struggled so far, this defense has kept them in it.
Plays 35 for Virginia, just 20 for Miami. 3rd and 8. Can the Hurricanes get another stop? Armstrong, time, looks across the field, and there's the flag. Gervin Hall on the coverage. That was intended for Thompson.
Pass interference. Defense, number 26. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. 1st down.
It's unfortunate for Gervin Hall. Kitan Thompson tries to turn up before the ball is thrown seemingly, but Brennan Armstrong lets go of it right as he's trying to make that move into Gervin Hall. Gervin Hall's in good position. Kitan Thompson is trying to turn up, give his quarterback somewhere to throw the ball. It's just an unfortunate play for the defense.
So penalty moves the chains. Ball spotted just off the 16-yard line. Armstrong, quick drop and throw. Hollins, but good defense. Bubba Bolden there immediately for the tackle. I'll say this for Armstrong. He gets back there, he makes his decision quick.
He certainly does, especially with Miami bringing pressure. I mean, those reads are there. And Bubba Bolden, like Harry said, said on the sideline, hey, we're starting to figure it out. It seems like that's really settled this defense down. He knew where the ball was going there, drove on the football. Looks a little bit like that guy used to.
Oh, you know, Ed Reed loves it. Coaching staff said Bolden is playing very, very well. Another flag on the play. That's going to be on Virginia.
False start. Offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Honestly, it's probably a little blasphemous for me to say anybody looks like 20 used to be.
You're going to walk that back?
Yeah, I'm going to walk that back a little bit.
All right. Fair enough.
It's a smart play like Ed Reed used to make.
I was going to let it hang there for a minute.
Yeah.
You thought on it?
Nobody looked like Ed Reed.
No, Ed Reed. I mean, he's scaring me right now. And there's zero chance of him hopping in this game or in this booth. So 2nd and 13. Virginia sets up the screen to Kemp. Miami does a nice job reading it. And I'm telling you what, they've been talking about this Leonard Taylor kid for a while. He's flashed on a number of plays tonight for Miami.
When you're a young player, you don't always get it exactly right. But as long as you play hard, when you've got the kind of five-star talent this guy does, then you are going to make plays. You see the acceleration, him being able to get back to the football. He's almost at the quarterback when that's thrown. Earned yourself a swig of water, young man.
That's 305 pounds of intention. It's a good hustle out of him. Taulapapa back in the backfield, 3rd and 8. Can Miami get off the field? They bring the pressure. It's going to be incomplete. And Miami's defense again put in a position. They step up. Another true freshman, James Williams, having an active night.
And this is what high-level recruiting does for you. You get some of these big guys in out of South Florida, and on 2nd down, it's Leonard Taylor making a play, a true freshman. On 3rd down, it's James Williams making a play, a true freshman. Manny Diaz has talked about it. The way to improve this program is recruiting, and those guys show you why.
James Williams, also a 5-star recruit that they absolutely love. And you mentioned the recruiting. Manny Diaz is certainly doing that. I'll tell you what, Finn has had a night kicking the ball. Tyreek Stevenson makes a man miss, has a crease. 58-yard punt, 21-yard return. Can Tyler Van Dyke and this Miami offense pick up their defense? We'll find out next.
Pizza Hut's Detroit-style pizza is back.
Haven't been able to get anything going.
Yeah, a lot of credit to this Virginia defensive line, but a drop early from Will Mallory. And then it's kind of been pressure in his face. That one gets batted down. And you get another kind of overthrow to Xavier Restrepo. This Virginia defensive line, though, has been dominant. Mandy Alonso, in particular, has lived in the backfield.
41 total yards for the Hurricanes. 1st and 10. Van Dyke's going to take a shot deep. Looking at Rambo. What a catch by Rambo. Josh Hayes on the coverage, and Van Dyke puts that right on the Oklahoma transfer.
They take another shot on 1st down. Think they're going to get man-to-man coverage and finally make a play.
Gain of 32. That's Harris off the left side. And all of a sudden, a big play from Rambo and a gain of 32. Some tempo to Harris. Mandy Alonso there on the tackle.
Gotten so much man-to-man coverage on 1st down or one-on-one on the outside. Rambo's got a lot of space to work with, and a nice job of Van Dyke putting it where his receiver can fade towards the sideline and make the play.
I mean, that was a chin check if I've ever seen one. Put it right on the number. So 2nd and 5. That's the biggest play for Miami on the night.
A lot of credit on that goes to Charleston Rambo as well, who gave his quarterback an opportunity to throw the ball over his outside shoulder. Gave him some space out there by holding his line, creating that window to the outside.
So now 1st and 5. There was a penalty on that last play. Rashard Smith, the freshman, on the end around. And they called the illegal substitution on that defense, which is what made it 1st and 5. So we're going to have 2nd and down after a gain of 3 from Smith.
It's the first time Miami had an opportunity to get into their tempo. Caught Virginia trying to sub.
You see Noah Taylor down for the Virginia defense. You had mentioned earlier, in both offensively and defensively, Rhett Lashlee loves his young talent. Romello Brinson had the catch last week that was good enough for top plays on SportsCenter. As we see Noah Taylor brought off with the help of trainers. Before we get back to the offense, we'll go to our friends in studio, Kevin Connors. Casey, what do you have?
Hey, Maddie, coming up on the Twisted Tea halftime report, we'll look ahead to Saturday's showdown in Tuscaloosa, why Alabama may have more questions to answer than Ole Miss. Plus, is Clemson's window of dominance closing? The big voice that says the answer is yes. And Sam Acho in the film room, Maddie, coming up at the half.
Love some Sacho in the film room. 2nd and 2, Harris up the middle, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down. But back to the youth. There's plenty of it. Smith, George, Brinson, Restrepo, a lot of young receivers and toys for Rhett Lashlee to play with.
And then you go to the running backs, and you've got Jalen Knight, and down the line next year they'll look to get Don Chaney back, and an excellent running back who they were really excited about this season.
So 1st and goal. Can Miami get some points on the board before the half? It's Cameron Harris lowering his shoulder. Takes it down to the 1.
That time they did a really nice job. Watch Mandy Alonso goes up the field to take care of the quarterback. It opens up a wide open hole.
Cameron leaps, touchdown Hurricanes. It has been slow going this entire first half. With Cameron Harris, after the big play to Rambo, they're able to go up and over the goal line, and all of a sudden, Miami has some life.
Brett Lashley sees that they're playing up tight, one-on-one coverage on the outside on first downs. You get the big momentum play, and then the plunge into the end zone. I think you have to give a lot of credit to this Miami defense, though. This offense needed time to find its footing. They gave it to them, and now PAT pending. They'll only be down by 2.
Andy Borregales on for the extra point. If you kick for the Borregales family, odds are you're not going to miss an extra point.
Can't do that.
It is 9-7. Virginia here, 2:30 left in the first half. And we talked about offenses have been good, defenses have been struggling, and wouldn't you know it, we got a 9-7 ball game. Both Virginia and Miami's defense have acquitted themselves quite well here in the first half.
They certainly have. Two defenses that probably were struggling a little bit from a confidence standpoint coming into this game. They've both been excellent, but this is going to be a big series for Miami on the defensive side of the ball. They get the ball first in the second half. So if you're able to go out and get a stop on defense, get some momentum going in the locker room, maybe you even get a drive on offense, but at the bare minimum, if you can get a stop here, then it gives your offense a chance to take the lead first in the second half.
Matt Derry, Roddy Jones, Harry Lyles Jr. on the call.
I'm sure I love the taking of the picture there, the sideline. Not sure I love that.
I mean, Miami's going to Miami. I mean, look, that's who they are. Look, I know, Roddy, I know it. We got a whole second half to get into this, but that's Miami. And that's Antonio Clary catching the ball at his goal line. Good job by the special teams. Going to keep it shy of the 20. Aerial coverage tonight provided by Goodyear. Making the plays that move you forward. Goodyear, more driven. We ended last college football season in this stadium. Ohio State and Alabama and Miami Gardens. This kicks off a remarkable weekend of college football. And we said at the top, and it's not just the ACC that's wide open. I can't remember chaotic start to the season like we've seen. 9 teams that were in the preseason top 25 have already lost twice, and just about everybody was early on that one.
Offside, defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, I actually don't hate that from Bubba Bolden. He's trying to time up the snap, and if you're going to come on a safety blitz, like, sell out. He's saying that's me, and yeah, he's got to be a little more under control, but that dude was selling out on that safety blitz to get sacked, man.
I'm coming whether you like it or not.
Right, you don't get many of those calls during the game.
So now 1st and 5, Virginia, all 3 timeouts, plenty of time in a full complement of timeouts. Billy Kemp makes the catch, move the chains, first down.
Kitan Thompson had such a big first quarter for this Virginia offense. They have not yet found him as we've gotten more into the game. He's not on the field on this one, but the outside receivers for Virginia really haven't gotten much going at all.
Armstrong, quick, over the middle. That's Rashawn Henry, brought down by Bubba Bolden. They're going to move tempo, not use one of those 3 timeouts yet.
And they got plenty of time on the clock. A couple first downs now for Virginia.
Now we hear some whistles and some shuffling around in that offense.
Previous play is under further review, whether or not the runner made the line of game.
All right, they're going to have another look at this one. Let's take a look now at this week's college football rankings, brought to you by AT&T 5G. So many marquee matchups. You see Alabama and Ole Miss. Georgia, that's 2 versus 8. Cincinnati and Notre Dame. You know it's a good week in a college football when 7 versus 9 is considered an undercard.
Right.
That's an opportunity for Luke Fickell to go into Notre Dame. I'll tell you what, they win that game. I'm not saying they win out there a lock for the playoff, but that's going to boost them way up in those group of 5 opportunities.
It certainly is, and they need it because the American not quite as strong as we thought it was going to be coming into this year. See Jeff Huser taking a look at the monitor down there.
Matt Austin, play with us here. What do you think?
Well, I was hoping to get a replay a little sooner. Originally, I thought he was down, and I do think his elbow was down at the 40-yard line. So I do think they're going to put this back and make it short.
Yeah,
so do we think it's more fun when you get it real time? Like you don't get to see it before we do.
Well, in real time, I thought he was short too, but I was okay. I couldn't see the elbow; it was too quick. But as soon as I said they were going to review, I thought, here we go.
That's why Matt's the best. Real time, he nailed it. Thought he was short.
I'm going to give him 2 points for that when he got it in real time and he got it in a hard replay.
Exactly.
So again, the ruling on the field's a first down. Worth pointing out, clock stops on first downs. Now the clock would continue.
The runner was stopped short of the line to gain. The ball be placed at the 39.5-yard line.
I don't know in the grand scheme of things that it's huge, other than the clock's going to run immediately rather than stop after the first down.
Yeah, well, Miami could get a negative play here and create a 3rd down situation. You know, all this stuff matters.
Okay.
Just playing devil's advocate there.
Devil and advocate. Billy Kemp, first down, ball at the 50. Gain of 10.
Once again, Virginia looks like it's going to opt not to use that timeout. Save those 3 timeouts. Plenty of time to do so. Kitan Thompson there trotting to the top of your screen. He's up here in the slot. They haven't found him recently.
So an empty backfield, ball spotted at the 50. Armstrong, plenty of time, goes over the middle. That is dropped. Dontayvion Wicks, haven't called his name much tonight. Had an opportunity for a big play there, and he just dropped it.
Man, Dontayvion Wicks had it down the field, averaging over 20 yards a catch. Just takes his eyes off that one. I think he's kind of expecting the hit coming from behind. Nonetheless, lets it go. He's a guy that's been really explosive for them this year.
Been one of the better receivers for Virginia. 2nd and 10. No catches for Wicks. Over the middle, Armstrong. Billy Kemp has been his guy tonight. That's the 9th target, 7th catch. And a first down after a gain of 16.
Yeah, now Virginia going to take their first time out. Really good drive by Brennan Armstrong so far, hitting mainly Billy Kemp, it seems like, on this drive over and over. You go empty. Miami trying to communicate a little late on the blitz. He's got pressure in his face and still delivers an accurate ball. And I think that's the thing that's been most impressive with Brennan Armstrong. The understanding of the offense is one thing, but the ability to deliver the ball with guys in his face accurately. DeAndre Johnson, the transfer from Tennessee, able to get in the backfield. Brennan Armstrong still puts it right on Billy Kemp.
2nd in a row. The one before that, Wicks, kind of a similar play. They're finding that kind of soft spot in the area of that Miami defense, able to make the big play. 2 timeouts left. Virginia's offense, it kind of slowed down a little bit. This could be big before the second half.
Yeah, being able to get some tempo, having to go spread and get into that up-tempo situation lets Brennan Armstrong get a little bit of a rhythm on this drive.
Kitan Thompson had a big first quarter, hasn't had any catches here in the second quarter. 1st and 10. Armstrong pump fakes, looks over the middle. It's Billy Kemp again, a missed tackle by Miami. 2 of them on that, enough to allow Kemp to move the chains and get a first down.
You know, I love calling guys out for missed tackles, but Corey Couch over and over has been gotten by these Virginia offensive players. And this is big because he gets out of bounds. You're able to save the timeout. That first one would have been a really tough tackle by Wayman Steed, but the next one by Corey Couch, you got to bring him down in bounds, make Virginia bang one of those timeouts.
So 9 yards there, spotted short of the first down, marked him out at the 26-yard line. The back shoulder throw intended for Henry, incomplete. To Corey Couch, you just mentioned him, he was covering on the play.
Yeah, nice coverage by Couch on that one. coming back, playing the next play. 3rd and 1. Virginia has not been a team that has been excellent running the football this year. But Wayne Taulapapa has been good in short yardage situations. Looks like he is coming back onto the field to at least make Miami respect the run. Would not be surprised to see Brennan Armstrong get involved in the run game here either.
Yeah, Rod, you've got 2 timeouts. You're expecting pass, middle of the field for design quarterback run could be open. 30 pass attempts for Virginia in this first half, but a wide game there for Hollins. Can Mike Hollins get in? He does. Touchdown, Virginia. We had just mentioned the run could be there, and Mike Hollins went right tackle, 25 yards, and what a score for Virginia with under a minute left in the first half.
An emphatic drive for Virginia. You go 2 running backs in the backfield, then just run zone. And a bad angle by the freshman James Williams allows Hollins to get to the outside, puts on the burners, is able to get in the end zone ahead of Bubba Bolden.
How about the downfield block by Rashawn Henry?
Excellent point by you. Good runs become great runs when receivers block downfield.
Extra point attempt is good. So 8-play, 80-yard drive, minute and 40 seconds. 1 of those 3 timeouts used.
Miami's going to get the ball back with 50 seconds left, but let's take a look at that last drive.
Look at that hole.
It's wide
Roddy,
open.
you could have run through that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have scored. I couldn't have gotten there, but I could have gotten the first down.
That's all you need.
Exactly. It's a really nice job by the Virginia offensive line. You mentioned Rashawn Henry blocking downfield. And this Virginia receiving corps, a lot of guys catching balls, but the unselfish play to block downfield. Look at that time of possession. Virginia with 46 plays here in this first half. Question is, how aggressive are you if you're Miami on offense? Virginia's still got a couple timeouts. So I think if you're Manny Diaz, I'm not sure you're very aggressive at all.
You get the ball to start the second half. You have a little bit of momentum with Tyler Van Dyke. They scored on that last possession. I take 1 shot, see what you get after that.
I think you've got, you run your best safe play, whether it's a screen, a quick smoke screen, maybe a little bubble to a running back. But I'm not sure you're pushing the ball downfield just in case that thing gets picked off.
So Brashard Smith and Restrepo deep to receive. They're going to let that go into the end zone. So 2 timeouts left. Ball spotted at the 25. When you look at what Miami's offense has done this evening, it started rough. First 4 drives, 11 plays, 23 yards. The last 2, they've picked it up a little bit. Rodney Jones, I say, let's play football on this first play.
Okay.
See what's there, and then make the decision.
You're trusting your freshman quarterback, second-year freshman quarterback, to make a good decision. I don't think I would do that. I think you're going with something safe. Get a guy out in space, try and hit a play. If you get a first down or a big play, then you press the tempo. Other than that, I'm taking it in the locker.
With these receivers, I'm going to send it. Screen covered, good job, but he's able to stay patient with it, and that's Keyshawn Smith picking up 7.
Yeah, I like that call, and now that one not quite big enough for them to press the gas on the tempo, but they're gonna go a little fast.
Clock down to 30 seconds. 2nd and 4. Van Dyke, quick throw, dropped by Rambo. That would have been enough for the first down, and he would have been out of bounds.
I think the thing that first play allowed you to do is be sure that Virginia's not really going to have enough time, even if they get the ball back.
And don't forget, they've got the kick in Borregales.
That's a good point.
At a 55-yarder against Michigan State, if I got a Borregales in a jersey, I'm going to let him kick. So now 3rd and 4, still 2 timeouts for the Hurricanes. That's Harley in motion. Van Dyke pressured, sacked. And that, Roddy Jones, is probably Virginia. That's going to bring up a 4th down. I can't tell.
I would assume Virginia takes a timeout. Yeah, you make Miami punt this ball away.
Second charge timeout. Virginia. 30 seconds. The game clock operator, please reset the clock to 22 seconds.
So they're basically putting this on the punter.
Thank you.
Lou Headley, get this ball downfield. 1 timeout for Virginia if it's a long field. nothing for Virginia there.
Virginia's going to take a knee if it's a long field, but they're coming after this punt, I can almost assure you.
This season, along with their contributions to universities' general scholarship funds, for every field goal and extra point made, All-State will also be donating to the American Red Cross to help with disaster relief efforts. As always, thank you, All-State. Tonight, Headley's been a star. 4 punts, 2 of them over 60 yards, so he's got the opportunity here to pretty much make this half go away, get to the locker room and regroup.
Really, he's just got to get the ball off in this situation.
Here comes Virginia. Headley able to get it off. Kemp drops it. Man, I tell you what.
Can you imagine if Miami had jumped on that? How the decision to take the timeout backfires?
Oh, man.
Just incredibly nonchalant by Billy Kemp. Lucky to jump on that one.
Like he's catching fly balls in batting practice.
Exactly.
But nothing lost. Decent field position for Virginia. That one rolled back to about the 26.
Virginia, this is their 3rd and final timeout.
The Broncos going to bang that final
seconds.
timeout before this drive even starts. I mean, we called plays for Miami last time. What they should do, what do you think Virginia should do?
Take a knee? Go to the locker room?
Why are you so conservative?
I don't know. Usually,
Man,
you know me. Usually, I'm go for it on 4th down. Let's throw it deep. But the way this thing is going, I mean, Miami's got to prove it to you on offense that they can do it consistently. So going to the locker room with a lead and just make Miami play in the second half. Go in and regroup. It's kind of been one of those weird nights.
It is weird. It could get even weirder if they try to do something, but I'm all in for the weird on Thursday Night Football. Here's our Saturday college football lineup over on ACC Network. Pitt at Georgia Tech, starting the day off at noon Eastern, and at Syracuse and Florida State. Day capped off Boston College and Clemson. I'm telling you what, Jeff Hafley, he's going to roll to Death Valley and not care.
Oh, man.
He's going to say, you know what, Dabo, here we come. So
Boston College team playing with a lot of confidence.
So Rodney Jones with a conservative play works. Bronco used the final timeout. They hit the knee. 16-7. Virginia has the lead at the half. Let's go to our halftime report. And Kevin Connors and Sam Acho. Men?
Matty, feels like Miami fans have seen this script play out before. 30 minutes in the books. Twisted Tea. Halftime report with Sam Acho.
The other talented freshman, Jake Garcia, unavailable to play tonight. Miami deferred. They will get the ball. Rashard Smith, Xavier Restrepo deep to receive. Roddy Jones, Matt Berry, Harry Lyles Jr. gearing up for a second half. Well, Miami's offense, 94 total yards in the first half against a defense that's given up 1,172 in their first 2 ACC games. Now let's take a look at tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive.
Well, the story of this first half, Matt, has been the Virginia defensive front. They caused the safety here, and it's been all about penetration and pressure in the face of Tyler Van Dyke. But in order to get something going, Miami started taking shots on first down, able to complete one downfield to Charleston Rambo, which eventually led to a Cameron Harris touchdown. On the offensive side, Brennan Armstrong has been as advertised. He's had to be patient, going underneath to Kitan Thompson, guys like Billy Kemp, but he's 20 of 30 in the first half for 168 yards. Now, this is a guy that averages 426 yards per game, so Miami's done a nice job of sort of corralling him, not letting him explode, but he has been excellent so far.
What does Rhett Lashley have in store for Van Dyke in this offense in the second half? Had time, and that ended immediately. Seems as if we've been calling Mandy Alonzo's name all night in a loss of 6. That's how the second half starts for Miami.
You see the first half stats, and that's really, it was 94 yards going into that play. It's less than 94 total yards now after the sack by Mandy Alonzo. 0 for 5 on third downs for Miami, too. It has been a rough go so far for this Miami offense.
Those stats brought to you by PlayStation. Not a good start for Miami. Here, Cameron Harris on the ground off the left side at a gain of 2. So far, just 24 rushing yards for Miami. Have not been able to get either Jalen Knight, who returned from suspension, or Cameron Harris going.
Look at this sack. This is a three-man rush by Virginia, able to get home to the quarterback.
3rd and 15, Van Dyke.
Is that picked?
They're acting like it was. There's Nick Grant, and they rule it incomplete. It looked as if it skipped off the turf. Nick Grant did a good sell job, all for naught. That's 3 and out.
Rhett Lashley coaching up his young quarterback. Take a sack on a 3-man rush. And you got a incomplete pass on 2nd and 3rd down. Frustrating start. And Manny Diaz talked to us about the fact that he's got a young quarterback. Central Connecticut State did not provide much resistance. How would he respond when he faced adversity? What happens when he makes a mistake? It's been a tough go.
Lou Headley has been an active player. Billy Kemp, man, I tell you what, he's living dangerously. They're going to whistle him dead. He's going to do the I didn't call a fair catch. I was clearing my eyes.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. He wanted to.
I think it's a. I mean, look, I'm sure we can get Matt involved on this.
Matt Austin, the rules expert. What do you see?
It's a weak signal, but any waving signal by the return man is a fair catch signal. They don't want any trickery going on, pointing. If you make a wave, it's over.
I agree. It's a.
That was a check swing.
Check swing where he went too far.
Check swing called a strike.
You got to keep that below the shoulders.
That's it. So 1st and 10. Here comes Brennan Armstrong and that Virginia offense. 245 total yards in the first half, and a quick throw, incomplete, intended for Grant Mitch.
For the most part, this Miami defense has kept it inside and in front, forcing Virginia to drive down the field on these long drives. They started to get some pressure on Brennan Armstrong, with the exception of that last drive, and the pressure is really what got this Virginia offense off schedule.
Impressive drive to end the half. It's kind of a slow start, 9-0, able to drive down the field to get the points to make it 16. And how about the big Kitan Thompson? This guy does a little bit of everything, and Kitan springs one for 33 yards.
Watch the right side of your screen, how this offensive line on that zone play just keeps driving the Miami defenders by. Makes a man miss in the hole. Nesta Silvera not able to get enough to bring him down. And this is why you get a football player on the field. He came in as a quarterback, a good enough athlete to be on the field and play multiple positions. Even with the cast on that left hand, Kitan Thompson making an impact.
Kitan has been active tonight. Taulapapa was getting some short yard first downs in the first half. That just to gain a 1. And we talk about Kitan Thompson. You mentioned the quarterback. We said, well, you play a lot of quarterbacks. He's like, no, we play a lot of football players, because why give them a clipboard when we can give them the football?
Yeah, and it almost happened out of necessity last year. Brennan Armstrong gets hurt. Kitan Thompson's a little banged up, so he can't be a full-time quarterback. Ira Armstead is a young player, so he ended up having Lyndall Stone, Kitan Thompson, Ira Armstead all on the field at the same time.
There, the cut off the left side. Mike Hollins had the touchdown run of the first half at a gain of 3.
It's part of the innovation of this Virginia offense. They'll throw a lot at you. We've seen a lot of formation shifts and motions. And Miami really did a nice job of settling down. It's kept Virginia off balance, but Kitan Thompson has been the go-to during this game. Not seen a lot from Dontayvion Wicks, the big play receiver on the outside. It's been mostly Thompson in the middle. He's going to be lined up right here to the bottom of your screen.
So 3rd and 6. Can Miami's defense get a stop? Armstrong going deep. He was intended for Wicks. He was there, overthrown to Corey Couch on the coverage.
Had a little bit of space there on the outside. Brennan Armstrong just not able to keep it in bounds. He had to Corey Couch off balance. The throw is there just a little too far. And they haven't missed that one a lot during this season.
So now Virginia is going to line up for the field goal attempt. 43-yard attempt. The backup place kicker is in tonight. It's going to be Brendan Farrell. And Farrell splits the sticks like a veteran. So Virginia tacks on 3 points, their first possession of the third quarter, now lead 19-7.
Wendy's new Big Bacon Cheddar is here. Because to make new flavors, you have to go above and beyond, unlike some places.
Wendy's put cheddar on the bun? What do we got?
Sauce to get the committee's attention, and go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami Gardens, Florida.
Always live Moss in Miami.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right, Roddy. You always live Moss in Miami. Get yourself a cafecito to start the day.
Ooh, man.
Maybe get you a run in.
There you go.
Talk a little college football. Hey, Harry Lyles, what do you got? I understand to talk to Manny Diaz just before the half.
Yeah, guys, Manny said that he's really glad that Tyler Van Dyke's not flinching. He says he's comfortable. He really wants to see him get some help out of these offensive weapons. He knows that they could give him more help than he's getting, so he's hoping he's going to see some of that defensively. He wants his guys to be a little bit more consistent as well.
You talk about Tyler Van Dyke getting the start because of De'Aaron King, but right now, Roddy, the story is that the true freshman, Jake Garcia, highly touted kid, not available to play tonight, or else I think we probably would have already seen the switch.
Well, we certainly would have. I mean, last week against Central Connecticut State, they went two series, and were able to ride the hot hand.
That's Jalen Knight, who they got back for the first time in 4 games tonight. Positive yardage, gain of 7 on first down.
It's a good sign for Miami, a good first down play on the ground. It seems like they have not had a ton of those. It's been mainly pushing the ball down the field on first down.
Again, it's Knighton who has speed. Looked as if he was headed for the first down. Virginia comes up and gets him. It's Cohen King on the tackle.
It's just a really nice job by Virginia of leveraging the football, forcing it back to your help, and then Joey Blunt makes so many plays for them coming out of the middle of the field. Able to bring him down.
So 3rd and short. This is a must for Miami, and they get absolutely nothing. In fact, they lose 2. That's Jameer Carter, big fella, number 90 on it. Nick Grant was on it.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Nick Grant of exploding through the hole and making this play one-on-one with Jalen Knight, who plays bigger than what he's listed, but you know what they say, low man wins, and number 1, Nick Grant doing a nice job in the hole. Got pressure from the inside, but look at that, 0 of 7 for Miami on 3rd down.
Offense still on the field for Miami, and that's going to force Virginia.
First charge timeout. Virginia.
To take one of their timeouts.
Timeout.
I mean, at this point, Manny Diaz is like, we can't get anything going. If we can't get 1 yard, maybe we shouldn't be out here. We'll find out if he sticks with it after this. Put the U on the college football map.
One of the most incredible runs that we've ever seen after he was able to build this program up. What a giant in this game.
So through 9 drives for Miami, this will be their 7th punt, 1 safety, and 1 TD. Lou Headley quick to get it off. Billy Kemp, for his purposes, caught it clean. To punt the 45-yard line, but you mentioned Schnellenberger, and his legendary coaching career was on the Alabama staff. 61 through 65, the offensive coordinator for Bear Bryant made his way to the 72 Dolphin staff with Don Shula. Easy move for him. This program was down to its last bit of support when he took over in 1975. Wanted to build the wall around Miami and say, you know what? We're going to get all of this talent around us. We can play here. We can win here. In the 1983 National Championship started something amazing for the Hurricanes there in the 80s and into the early 90s.
And even into the 2000s, the impact that he had on multiple institutions here in college football was certainly incredible.
Louisville, FAU, picked off. And Miami gets the break that they need from Corey Flagg. Brennan Armstrong makes the rare mistake over the middle, and all of a sudden that Miami defense, who had played well enough tonight, gets the offense the ball, spotted at the 19-yard line.
Corey Flagg right there in the middle. Watch his eyes as Brennan Armstrong drops back to pass. He sees he's going to his left the whole time. Flagg breaks on the play, and not only does he break on it, but he makes the play. It's the second time Miami's gotten their hands on the ball. First time they've caught it on the defensive side in the turnover chain.
Can this get a little bit going for Miami? Cameron Harris and a gain of 2.
It's an excellent job of Corey Flagg, just reading the eyes of the quarterback, feeling where the ball's going to go, and then executing when he gets his hands on it. What a momentum play for Miami.
Because the game's within 12, the turnover chain, we can have fun with it. Van Dyke rolls out, it's going to have to throw it out of bounds.
Is that a you rule or is that a them rule?
I just think if you're down by a lot, which 12 doesn't qualify, you're still in. I don't know that you should be busting out the turnover chain.
It's part of the brand.
Oh, I get it.
Gotta bring that thing out.
Look, I get it.
Big old Cuban links. Heavy.
That thing's heavy.
Yeah, it's gotta be, man.
You get your neck workout.
You think you could wear that?
No.
Yeah, it's
it would knock me over.
Yeah, it's a little heavy.
3rd and 8.
So if you're Miami, Virginia's been bringing pressure. Maybe you get some with Cameron Harris out of the backfield.
Van Dyke has time, looks at the end zone. Harley caught. Touchdown, Miami. 16 yards, turnover on defense, break out the chain. Harley comes up big, and a nice throw out of Tyler Van Dyke.
It's a very similar route concept to the play that Tyler Van Dyke hit Mike Harley on for a touchdown last week. It's just a smash concept. Everybody in the world has it. You get a little stop on the outside, and the interception is what leads to it. Corey Flagg set this thing up. Get a corner from Mike Harley, one-on-one against Cohen King, the safety, the nickel for Virginia, and you score a touchdown.
Borregales on for the extra point. It is good. It's amazing what a little quick change can do. You get the turnover, you get the offense, and
Coach Prime, I think you got what it takes.
It started to fall asleep in that humid South Florida air, but you get a turnover from Corey Flagg. You get a touchdown from Mike Harley. And all of a sudden, these Miami fans are on their feet, 19-14 in the 3rd quarter. Let's check in with Harry Lyles Jr. Harry?
Guys, the energy was pretty low here until that last Miami touchdown, and this place is back and rocking. The Miami sideline was happy. In fact, Ed Reed was the first person to meet the entire Miami offense as they came back to the sideline. Brett Lashley and other coaches giving Tyler Van Dyke a lot of hard handshakes. Guys, they're feeling good down here.
Harry, thank you. And it's been the defense. It's been the defense that has kept Miami afloat in this game. The 2 touchdowns, but they've kept them around, Rod.
They certainly have. Manny Diaz taking over the play calling for this defense, putting it on his shoulders this year, and came up big.
Ball to 25, quick fake to Taulapapa, and a quick pop from the Miami defense, led by Corey Couch, and a gain of 2.
That's a really good tackle by Corey Couch. We've gotten on him a couple times tonight for tackling, but in the open field here, going low on Taulapapa, wrapping him up for a short gain.
Thompson in motion, the give to Hollins. There's that defensive front led by Flagg.
Nestor Silvera created the penetration to force Hollins to the side, and then watch the fill by Flagg. Nestor Silvera, #1, gets upfield, makes Hollins cut back. Corey Flagg right there. This Miami defense playing with some emotion, playing with some momentum. This is the most we felt like the momentum was on the Miami side.
We said it in the first half that the offense was going to have to respond to what the defense was doing. Can they get him off the field again? 3rd and 7. Kemp in motion. Armstrong pressured. Comes out of the pocket. He's able to get away from the sack. And what a great move out of Brennan Armstrong at a gain of 14 to get away from Corey Flagg and Wayne Taulapapa. What a block to spring his quarterback.
Well, it's an excellent job. Early on, he sees that it's man-to-man because of the follow of Billy Kemp across the field. And then the scramble, once he breaks that first contain, Taulapapa throws a block for him, and he's able to find the open space, convert the 3rd down. Virginia's been excellent on 3rd downs here tonight.
Manny Diaz said it, Brennan Armstrong. He converts just enough 3rd downs with his legs to tick you off.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's
that was an
dangerous when he
example
tucks
of
it
it
and
there.
goes.
So 1st and 10. Quick throw to the right. That is caught by Jacob Rodriguez. And all of a sudden, after the 3rd and long, 2 big plays, gain of 16 brought down by Gervin Hall.
Brennan Armstrong, the poise, the command of this offense, it's been impressive all year, and you see exactly why. They haven't hit the big plays that they've been known for. It's been more vintage Virginia on offense, matriculating the ball down the field with short passes and Brennan Armstrong tucking and running.
Virginia trip set up top. More motion. That's Taulapapa off the left side. Boy, does he get some good, hard runs. Gain of 12. 8 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown. He brings his lunch pail when he goes through that left side.
He certainly does, but watch the block by Jacob Rodriguez, the football player. He's going to come across and get just enough of Zach McLeod so that when Wayne Taulapapa cuts up, McLeod can't get enough on him to stop him. It's a really nice job by Jacob Rodriguez, who came in as a quarterback, plays that football player position of throwing just enough of a block to spring his running back.
He was able to slip through the Sam Brooks tackle. Bring it up 1st and 10, empty backfield for Armstrong. Looks over the middle, everybody covered. Here comes the pressure. You hang on to it, they'll get you. Loss of 6. Zach McLeod back there with Elijah Roberts for another sack.
Yeah, watch it here. There's going to be nowhere to go with the football downfield. And as Brennan Armstrong starts to feel the pressure, instead of throwing it away, just decides to protect the football, take the sack. Not a bad decision there. There was a lot of garbage around him, so he opts not to try and throw it away.
We've seen the defensive line cause some garbage tonight. They've done a good job getting the backfield, making Brennan make some quick reads.
They certainly have.
2nd and 17. Armstrong goes deep over the middle. And is that caught? He caught it. Dontayvion Wicks was laying there. And that went into his hands for a 36-yard touchdown.
What a missed opportunity, though, for Miami.
You've got to be kidding me. I don't even think Wicks knew that he caught that.
How in the world did he catch it? Marcus Clark is all over that play. There's a flag on the play. I think you're going to get a taunting in the end zone. There's a little bit of jawing going back and forth. But Marcus Clark, number 28, had the ball on his hands.
On the field is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense. That penalty be either unforced on the try or the succeeding kickoff. The previous play is under further review.
Rodney Jones, we've seen a lot of college football. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this.
Is the ball sitting on his back?
It's just hanging out in the air.
Pops up in the air, and he makes what? That is incredible.
I'm telling you, I don't know that he knows that the ball was still in the air. Watch his reaction.
Absolutely not. Marcus Clark has an interception going the other way. The ball sits on Dontayvion Wicks' back, pops up in the air, and then he snags it with one hand.
He's like, oh, got it.
I'll tell you what, man, it's been that kind of year for Miami.
My goodness.
This review isn't going to be very long. I mean, that's clear as day.
Matt Austin, I don't as much want your opinion on the review as I want your opinion on the catch. see Matt talking. I don't have his microphone up. We'll see if we can get to him again. Matt, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, it was a sight to behold. I mean, you're right. It just laid on his back. He rolled over. It popped up into the air, and then he grabbed it. Never touched the ground. Wasn't even close to touching the ground.
That's incredible.
Quite a play. As far as the foul goes, I think the player, when he stands up, he reaches around and knocks the ball out of his hand like it's a basketball play. I think that's what they called the unsportsmanlike for.
And Matt, that if I'm not mistaken, has been a point of emphasis this year with the unsportsmanlike conduct, the taunting this year, correct?
Absolutely, yes, at all levels of football. You know, you can sort of trash talk, just don't make any overt actions and don't stand over players, that sort of thing.
I still can't believe he caught that.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
It was a mess of humanity. They could have turned it over. Here we look at the official call.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed for a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against number 0. That penalty be enforced on the try. This is number 0's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
That was the 5-star freshman James Williams called for the penalty. But here's another look at maybe the catch of the year in college football.
Unbelievable. Miami's got a turnover in their hands. The second time they've dropped an interception tonight, and it looks like Virginia is going to go for 2, as you saw what James Williams got flagged for. Virginia elected to assess the penalty on the try. They're going for 2.
2-point conversion. Taulapapa able to get in for the 2-point score. It is now 27-14 and an absolute swing of momentum after Miami got the interception and the quick touchdown.
They get the interception, the quick touchdown. They give up the 3rd down play to Brennan Armstrong. He makes the play with his legs to extend the drive. And then you have the deflating opposite of a turnover. You get a look at the score. Taulapapa just barreling in, carrying Zach McLeod in the end zone with him. But Miami's got a touchdown, got an interception in their hands. The second time tonight, they had an interception deep in Virginia, deep in their own territory. Opportunity to turn the ball over, and they don't execute.
Last week, Miami's true freshman, Romello Brinson, had the catch of the week. He got the top play on SportsCenter. SportsCenter's top plays. And I'd be stunned if Michael leaves. I don't know if SVP's on tonight or who's on tonight. I saw them sitting down in the newsroom. I mean, if that's not the top play, there must have been some good stuff going on around the country tonight.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's why they tell you the oblong ball can bounce in some funny ways.
You know, when you look at it again, and I don't think we can look at this enough, watch how calm he is about just, oh.
Yeah,
there you are.
How about the awareness? Just to look up and see the ball. Oh, let me take that.
I see it. Gonna grab it. Hey, guys, that's a touchdown. Remarkable play out of Dontayvion Wicks. And now you are going to learn a lot about Miami in the last 5:50 of this 3rd quarter and the rest of the 4th quarter. Backs against the wall, young quarterback. How does Tyler Van Dyke handle the moment?
Manny Diaz has to come to his sideline and calm his young players down. There's a youth movement happening at Miami, and he is faithful in the fact that it's going to pay dividends. Right now, he's got to calm that crew down.
It's a big weekend of college football getting started tonight with this monster game in the ACC. Coastal, Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky. All of that presented by Marathon on ESPN. That a couple of days away. First things first, Van Dyke. Can Rhett Lashley start dialing up some ball plays to get a little bit of momentum going to get them back into this game as Brashard Smith. It's going to be a gain of 1.
Virginia is pressed on that 1st down on the outside. Remember, Miami's first touchdown came after a big play downfield to Charleston Rambo. Like to see them start to push it a little bit more if they can get some of those advantageous looks.
2nd and 9. Again, Smith motions into the backfield. The fake to him. Van Dyke over the middle. Thrown out there to the left side. That falls incomplete. 3rd down.
And they had the play here. You've got Jalen Knight on a wheel up the sideline, and you're expecting a linebacker to cover him. Excuse me, that safety to cover him right here. Go ahead and roll it, guys. He gets caught inside, and all you got to do is deliver the football. He's wide open as Antonio Clary's trying to come inside out and just doesn't get there.
Play call to Knight was on 3rd and 9, and that was just dropped. That was Romello Brinson. I just brought him up a second ago, and the remarkable catch he made a week ago. That was a good throw by Van Dyke. Brinson can't hang on.
This is the frustration of the Miami season. You have an interception the other way that ends up in a touchdown. You come back, you've got Jalen Knight on a wheel up the sideline. You don't make the throw. Then on 3rd down, you've got a wide up receiver. You make the throw, and you don't make the catch. They just haven't been able to put it together this season, and it's continued into this game.
We had seen as Headley comes on for another punt. And Billy Kemp, I tell you what, he loves making things interesting back there. It's a loss of 2 and a 50-yard punt. You see De'Aaron King, he starting quarterback. A lot of expectations for Miami coming into the season. They were preseason ranked. They had Alabama week 1. They've got the talent coming back. And Alabama broke them. Yeah. Absolutely broke any type of hype or any type of confidence that this team had after week 1.
You know, and Alabama can do that to you because all offseason you have to talk to your team about, hey, we are good enough to beat this team. You can't say we're going to go in and lose to Alabama. So you build them up, and then you get on the field with Alabama, and they take your will, and it can really cause an identity crisis, a confidence crisis, and Miami hasn't been able to shake it yet.
Now, I do want to be fair. If De'Aaron is in this game tonight, it's a completely different story as Brennan Armstrong's going to keep slinging it. If De'Aaron's playing, the offense isn't looking the way that it is. It's a completely different. You don't even know if Jake Garcia, if he's playing, it's a completely different game. Yeah. But Tyler Van Dyke just hadn't been able to get it going, and because of it, Miami's down 13 with under 5 left in the 3rd.
I think it's a mixture of things. De'Aaron King's obviously out, and you mentioned the impact that he has had on this offense, although he hasn't been what we saw last year so far this year. But the injuries on the offensive line also hurt you because of the shuffling. Well, we're going to see where this Miami team is mentally.
Kitan Thompson, we've seen him play tonight. What a good block to the outside to spring Kitan for a gain of 22. This big fella, this football player, as they call him, has been all over the field tonight.
Yeah, just watch the blocks by the offensive line on the left side of your screen. It's an excellent job by the right tackle, Ryan Swoboda. The nice block at the point of attack, had those arms outside, worked to get him back in. That's why it's not a hold. He's able to spring Kitan Thompson.
Hollins out of the backfield. Good job by Miami's defensive line, getting him immediately. A loss of 1. Gervin Hall came up from the secondary to make that hit.
Just gave Ryan Swoboda, the left tackle, the right tackle, a pat on the back. That time he gets blown up by Nestor Severa, and that causes the play to be tackled in the backfield.
You taking away his helmet sticker?
Yeah, you know.
We'll need that back. We'll hang on to it.
You give it the pat on the back, and you take it away the pat on the back.
It's clear he does not have the broadcast piped into his helmet. 2nd and 11. Armstrong. Pressured. Throws it away. Leonard Taylor. The true freshman out of Miami Palmetto, 5-star player, has been all over the field. He's played well.
Yeah, fought through a hold on that one as well. He has played well. We've seen the potential that he has. And look, this Miami defense has certainly not been perfect. They've missed tackles, they've dropped interceptions, but they are continuing to play hard, especially this defensive front.
So 3rd and 11. We said before this possession, we'll see what Miami's all about. Down 27-14. Offense has struggled.
Looks like you're going to get one-on-one coverage in the secondary. That's the look they're giving.
They're going to hand the ball off to Hollins. He's not going to get the 1st down. And they're going to call Gervin Hall for hopping on that.
No, we had a helmet come off in the middle there.
Let's have another look.
There's nothing in the
Watch
original
right here.
play.
There is no foul for jumping on the play.
Okay. Matt Austin, you like to pick up the flag?
Yeah, I do, because the runner was never down. He was still trying to move forward. If he was going to the ground or down, yeah, it would have been a silly late hit. But in this time of play, he's just trying to play football and stop the play.
He's trying not to get a loaf when you get film on Monday.
Can't do that.
Got to get around the pot.
So a good no call there out of the official. Jacob Finn to punt to Colby George. Deep to receive for Miami. Down to 3 minutes now in the third quarter. George is going to let that one go. Couldn't get that 9-iron bounce. 58-yard punt. Maybe if it was a Titleist, it would have a little backspin on it.
That was my 9-iron that goes off the back of the green every time.
No, your 9-iron would have gone to the stands.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Rhymes with rank.
Yeah, how did you, we've never played golf together. I'm not sure how you have my golf game pinned down.
You know what? How about this? There's a flag on the play.
Holding. Receiving team during the kick. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So the ball was going to be spotted at the 25. They'll back that up to the 15 after the penalty. Why don't you come in, when you come in on Thursday, we'll both skip Sports Center, day of the game, and we'll go out and play golf.
All right, that's fine. That's good with me. I just want you to know, I get my money's worth with the number of hats that I take.
Oh, so you're a quantity guy with
Absolutely. Not quality. Quantity, not quality. Certainly not.
If you're Rhett Lastly, Matt Berry, Roddy Jones, Harry Lyles Jr., you got to dial up something. I mean, you have to dial up something.
I think you've sort of tried everything in your book over the course of this game. We haven't really seen the screen game out of Miami. But if you get one-on-one down the field, throwing it up to your receivers and having them make a play against these DBs, that's as good an offense as you've had today.
117 total yards for the Hurricanes as Van Dyke sets his feet to throw. You mentioned go deep to the receiver. That intended for Rambo, incomplete. Anthony Johnson, good job on the coverage.
I don't mind the call. It's not ideal with the coverage. Johnson's playing off in that scenario, so he's able to see it the whole way. But again, I don't hate the call. It's as good an offense as you've had today. So now it creates a 2nd and 10. What do you go to now?
Empty backfield across the middle to Van Dyke. Harley catches that. Harley had the touchdown, so that brings up a 3rd and manageable 3rd and 4 after a gain of 6.
There you go. See if you can get into some tempo a little bit. You're going no huddle. Simplify Virginia. That's one thing that North Carolina did, as did Wake Forest. They used tempo to simplify what Virginia gives you on defense.
You've got trips up top, 2 receivers down low. Plenty of cushion up top, Roddy Jones.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for 3rd and 4.
And he looks right to that cushion, and that is going to be good enough for the first down. And again, it's Harley, brought down by Joey Blount.
It was an excellent observation by you. A lot of cushion given by this Virginia defensive backfield. Mike Harley is such a consistent guy for them. Now tempo for Miami.
Under 2 minutes in the third. Van Dyke going to throw again. And again, it's Harley. He's got a little comfort with Mike Harley out to the left side and a gain of 5. Fentrell Cypress on the tackle.
Love to see Miami crank it up a little bit tempo-wise. You've got some momentum. Get a little bit faster so that you can sort of get some rhythm and get Virginia on their heels.
Popping with the double move here. 2nd and 5. Van Dyke gonna stretch it to Rambo. Nick Grant brings him down, so a gain of 18. Little by little, Roddy Jones.
Tyler Van Dyke's getting some confidence. Charleston Rambo turns Nick Grant around. It's an easy pitch and catch. Now, here you go with the tempo.
Cameron Harris plants his foot. There goes Cameron. Touchdown, Miami, 57 yards. The U is not done yet. What an answer after one of the more deflating plays we've seen in quite some time in college football for one side. Remarkable play for the other. Van Dyke in the offense answers 57 yards for the score.
Well, you go with tempo, and it catches Virginia a little bit off guard. They're scrambling to get lined up. There's no safety in the middle of the field. And as soon as Cameron Harris breaks that initial lane, it is nothing but grass.
6 plays, 90 yards. Borregales' extra point is good. And Roddy, against all momentum, odds, game flow, and feeling, Miami's now a touchdown down.
Well, look at this. You've got 4 guys for Virginia over the 3 receivers for Miami. And then you're going to get Nick Grant filling on the outside, so there's no safety in the middle of the field. Go ahead and run it, guys. It's just a zone handoff to Cameron Harris. They're able to crease him a little bit. He explodes up the field, and that tempo catches Virginia off guard. That had to be a misalignment by the Cavaliers, and Miami's able to capitalize for the touchdown.
Cameron, their leading tailback coming into this game. We saw the return of Jalen Knight, the talented young running back. 4-game suspension for him. But Cam's been that guy. Can we lean on him? Can we make a play? 8 rushes, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns, and more sideline bling. Let's go down to Harry Lyles.
Guys, I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen a football team that needed an energy boost as much as Miami did right there before that touchdown. Everybody was seated on the bench or standing up by themselves, not even in groups. And then as soon as Cameron Harris took off, this place finally got electric again. We got ourselves a ball game.
The 3 Miami drives that they've scored on, you've had the big play to Charleston Rambo, the interception that led to the touchdown, and then the big play by Cameron Harris. This Virginia defense, as long as they haven't given up the big play, they've been okay today. But Miami battling back in this game.
That 90-yard drive, the longest. Before that one, 54 yards. All that in the 11 previous drive. Fight night, UFC Saturday from the Apex in Las Vegas. Heavyweight main event starts at 7 East, 4 Pacific on ESPN+. To get ESPN+, go to ESPNplus.com or download the ESPN app. Here comes that noise. Here comes the Miami defense. What can Brennan Armstrong do for an answer? 1st and 10. The gift to Hollins. Can't avoid the Miami rush. And a loss of 3 to Corey Couch. DeAndre Johnson.
Feels like you need some Brennan Armstrong magic here if you're Virginia to take back the momentum. This Miami team has survived wave after wave of sort of bad news on the defensive side of the ball and just kept coming. And that's sort of the benefit of playing young guys. They don't know any better. They just go out and play.
Down to 30 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. Hollins in motion. Armstrong going to take a shot over the middle of the field. Has Wicks. That a more conventional catch from Wicks at a gain of 38. Wayne Steed brings him down.
Dontayvion Wicks just works towards the post. You've got Wayman Steed underneath. It's Corey Couch not close enough over the top, and it's a great delivery by Brennan Armstrong to put it right on Dontayvion Wicks. Big play for Virginia.
That's as good a throw as you're going to see at Armstrong over the defense to find his guy Wicks. Virginia on the move. End of 3. Can they answer?
One day, Lanika came through the drive-thru, and I was like, "Hey, Lanika," and she was like, "Hey."
Start of the 4th quarter here at Hard Rock Stadium. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. With you for every mile on the road to greatness. Goodyear, more driven. Matt Berry, Roddy Jones, Harry Lyles Jr. Quick play here for Virginia. They're going to pitch it outside on 1st and 10. It's a gain of 9.
As soon as Jeff Heiser and his crew signaled ready for play, they broke the huddle quick. Just pitched it out to Billy Kemp. Caught everybody off guard.
They said, oh, 4th quarter starting, great. Here's the ball, Billy Kemp.
Exactly.
Here's the ball to number 4.
Exactly.
So 2nd and 1. just before the break of the quarter. Brennan Armstrong hit Wicks over the middle for the big gain. He's going to go to the middle again. And Kitan Thompson wasn't looking, and that was dangerously close to an interception for Miami. Bubba Bolden was right there.
Well, Kitan Thompson's right here in the slot, and he just doesn't get his head turned as he goes up the field. Watch, he's wide open. Brennan Armstrong's tossing it to him. Just look for the ball, big fella. Come on, football player. Be a football player. You feel spacious, look back at your quarterback. Present those numbers. They're lucky it wasn't picked.
So 3rd and short. Taulapapa on. Tell you what, 3rd and short, Taulapapa. Death taxes, Sunrise, and Taulapapa on 3rd and short. This dude converts every time.
Absolutely, and Grant Mish, number 85, throws a great block in the backfield to spring him, too. They missed that last week with Wayne Taulapapa. See what he's been able to do, kind of limping around, but in that short yardage situation, he's been money.
Armstrong gonna take a shot at the end zone. It is incomplete, intended for Wicks. And there's a flag on the play. Gervin Hall on the coverage. Roddy, I didn't see much contact. Let's see what they call here. Jeff Hazer.
Holding, defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Matt Austin.
Well, for it to be a hold, it must have happened before the ball was in the air, because any hold while the ball's thrown, after the ball's thrown, becomes pass interference. Yeah. So it had to be right there.
Sorry,
but it looks like it's hand fighting to me. So
you disagree with the call?
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it.
Okay. Matt Austin, our rules expert in the booth with us tonight.
Man, it looked like Gervin Hall grabbed that shoulder pad just a little bit. I kind of agree with Matt Austin. That's an iffy one for me.
So 1st and 10, Armstrong back to throw to the end zone, and it is dropped. Kitan Thompson had it on his numbers, and he can't hang on.
He's got that cast on that left hand. He's been great with it so far today, but not able to reel that one in.
Kid that size, you think he's looking for the hit?
Yeah, I think he's certainly aware that it's coming. But more than that, it's just a lack of focus at the moment of importance.
So 2nd and 10. The big penalty aided this drive. Thompson drops it. Brennan Armstrong in Virginia looking to answer. Hollins off the right side. And a gain of 1. Nesta Silvera on the tackle.
Caught Miami earlier in the game, handing the ball off down close to the red zone. We're able to steal one. Nesta Silvera's done a pretty good job there in the middle. You know, a guy that played a lot for him a year ago. Jared Harrison Hunt has been the primary starter there at defensive tackle, but Nesta Silvera has done a nice job.
Nesta Silvera looks like the U.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Hard to say, hey, you play for who? The U? Yeah, I would buy it. 3rd and 9. Kane show pressure. Armstrong has to move his feet. Takes a shot at the end zone. Overthrown to Rashawn Henry. DJ Ivey there on the coverage. And Henry had him beat. This was a what-if possession for Virginia.
That's why you bring pressure, to help out your defensive backfield. If Brennan Armstrong's got a clean pocket, he makes that throw 10 times out of 10. But because of the pressure, he's got to release it a little sooner than I think he wants. And not able to keep it in the end zone for Rashawn Henry, who ran an outstanding route.
So Brendan Farrell on for the 30-yard field goal attempt. Again, he is the backup place kicker for Virginia. He's already hit one tonight. It's a game of inches there to the left pylon. Either way, it's good. Farrell 2 for 2. Virginia answers up 30-21 here in the 4th.
Progressive.
Chargers have the most primetime matchup since 1970.
No, I didn't.
Would you have guessed that?
No, I wouldn't.
Feel free to use that at a bar at trivia.
Yes, I will.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
All right, so let's see what Tyler Van Dyke in Miami had. It seemed, Roddy, the last night, 4 straight completions for Van Dyke. It seemed as if tempo worked to get him into a rhythm.
Yeah, and I'm not saying they need to go turbo speed every single play, but pick and choose your spots to use it. That muddle huddle, a little bit of energy, a little bit of urgency as they get up to the line, and then hit Virginia with some turbo speed every once in a while. Maybe with back-to-back plays, catch them off guard.
6 yards at a time, 8 yards at a time, move the chains, 1st and 10, ball to 25, down 9. Van Dyke to play fake, has to climb the pocket, hit immediately, and brought down by Leonard Taylor. And a loss of 6. That Virginia defense was so good in the first half. They've given up some scores here in the second half, but a big stop there on first down.
Yeah, you call a play-action shot play. I would have loved to seen Tyler Van Dyke. If it's not there on your first read, find the outside one-on-one matchup and at least throw the ball so you don't take a sack.
4 sacks on the night for this Hoos defense. 2nd and 15. Van Dyke again looking downfield. Has to throw out of the pocket to Charleston Rambo, who lowers his shoulder. He's knocked out of bounds by 23. Ventrell Cypress and a gain of 13.
That's a nice job by Van Dyke, fading away from the pressure, finding Charleston Rambo, who had a ton of cushion on the outside. Now's where you'd love to have De'Aaron King, because that zone, the pull on that zone read becomes a big weapon. Honestly, if I'm Rhett Lashley and you get the right look, you might pull it out with Tyler Van Dyke.
Jalen Knight in the backfield. Harley in motion. Knight in the give. Tries to cut it back up the middle, and what a stop by Jameer Carter and Virginia to bring up a 4th down.
Big number 90, Jameer Carter in the middle there. Able to press the line of scrimmage, able to push Dekai Clark back. If I was Miami, you go tempo here, try and catch Virginia off guard, at least try and pull them off sides.
I mean, it is 4th and inches.
This is where you'd love to see a quarterback sneak, and I can wax poetic about the depth of the quarterback sneak.
Line up in the shotgun on 4th and inches. Cameron Harris, he's going to get it, 1st down. There isn't a pet peeve of mine more in all of sports than on 4th and inches, and you voluntarily back it up 4 to 5 yards when you just get up under center.
Well, we saw it on the safety. You line up under center and sneak the ball.
That's my get off my lawn moment of the night as Van Dyke's going to take a shot downfield, intended for Harley. Now 29 wants the flag, Joey Blunt wants the flag, and Harley wants the flag. We'll see who gets the honor.
Well, I think it's going to be on Mike Harley grabbing the shoulder of Joey Blunt.
Pass interference, offense, number 3.
Good call.
Penalty, 1st down.
We didn't like that first holding call, but
let's bring in our rules expert, Matt Austin.
Yeah, I agree with Roddy. That's a pretty easy one. He did grab the shoulder, started jerking him down to the ground before the ball got there, so definitely offensive pass interference.
And Blunt knew it right away. He got up calling for the flag, and typically you don't see a DB call it so quick. It's usually the other way around, but Harley's going to got there for the PI.
Yeah, he is. And look, I like the idea that Mike Harley has. You just can't do it up on the shoulder. You got to do a little bit lower and let go a little bit sooner. That's those sort of veteran move tricks that you learn as a receiver. A little too obvious on that one.
So that brings the ball back to the 22-yard line, 1st and 25. Cameron Harris just had the big touchdown run. He's got a little bit of a thing going right now. And a gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 16. Nick Jackson on the tackle.
I like the aggressiveness of Miami on the 4th down call. And I think what you're telling your young quarterback is, hey, we're in 4-down mode now. So just chip away at this and get us to 4th and manageable.
Looking downfield, Van Dyke takes a shot, has Restrepo. Xavier Restrepo, one of the young receivers on this team, picks up a gain of 45. Cohen King brings him down.
And this is what Virginia has been susceptible to when they haven't gotten pressure. You get two deep safeties, and Restrepo just splits them for the big game.
More time for Van Dyke. Takes a shot. Incomplete. Missed a guy wide open at the bottom of the screen. Good defense by Virginia. It's Blunt again.
And that one could have been picked off. This one, the freshman quarterback starting to feel himself a little bit. Watch down the middle of the field. You get Arroyo, who's right there with Joey Blunt. If Blunt turns around, he can pick that ball off. We're down at the bottom. You've got Charleston Rambo just sitting there. Freshman quarterback kind of feeling himself after that big play, but hey, you got to stay within yourself.
Restrepo was open again, 2nd and 10. Ball at the 24. Fake to Harris. Pressure comes. Great play in an open field tackle by Blunt. He has been all over on this series.
When you turn on the film of Virginia defense, you see 29 popping up all over the field. He makes the play deep on that last one. Here, Will Mallory sneaks out, and it's Joey Blunt that comes up and makes a play. And I mean, it is extremely good that Will Mallory, the way his leg bent there, is okay on that one. That was nasty looking, but Mallory's still in the game.
Hunter Stewart provided the pressure, kind of had a free look at the quarterback. 3rd and 10. Forced out of the pocket again. He's going to tuck it and run. Can Van Dyke get there? Yes! Van Dyke! Touchdown, Miami! 24 yards. He's not De'Aaron King, but he's scampered his way into the end zone, and boy, is this getting fun in South Beach.
Van Dyke with the wheels. Gets man-to-man coverage on the back end. Nick Grant, Anthony Johnson clear out. He's able to get away from the initial pursuit. I think it may have even surprised him that he was still going down the sideline, but able to get into the end zone. What a drive by Tyler Van Dyke.
I mean, we are now in a back-and-forth situation on Thursday Night Football. 9 plays, 75 yards. And all of a sudden, it is 30-28. After a Virginia field goal, Tyler Van Dyke leads his team down the field. He says, you know what? I know the other guy can run, but so can I. Tuck and run. 2-point game in Miami.
Aflac policyholder.
3 exclusive regular season games on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. 1,000+ out-of-market games on ESPN Plus. Plus, in my opinion, the best hair and dresser at the network, Barry Melrose.
Without a doubt.
Give me that man's Taylor and hair gel. Let's go back to the touchdown. What'd you see, Rod?
So you've got man-to-man coverage on the outside, down to the bottom. These two guys are locked up man right here. So when those two receivers clear out, you're going to get wide open space to the bottom of your screen. Pressure to Tyler Van Dyke's left is going to cause the initial rollout, but you saw Will Mallory and Charleston Rambo go towards the middle of the field, so there's nobody left there. Then you get a downfield block from Mallory, and the guy who is not the most fleet of foot coming out of the backfield.
Very good.
Tyler Van Dyke ends up getting the big touchdown run.
How can Brennan Armstrong answer the give to Hollins off the inside and a gain of 3? Second half for Armstrong, not as effective as the first. 4 of 12, 94 yards and an interception. Hollins there picks up 3, and again, they've answered every time Miami's had something to say about it, but now 2nd and 7. Here, 8:43 left in the 4th.
Looks like you're getting man-to-man coverage. They've really liked Billy Kemp or Kitan Thompson in this situation. Kemp in the slot to the bottom.
Low snap. Armstrong able to catch it. And a big throw to Billy Kemp. You just mentioned a second ago, he loves Kemp tonight. And a big night for his receiver. That'll be his 9th catch.
He's just so
85 yards.
So good in the short area of creating separation and has such a good rapport with Brennan Armstrong that when you get man-to-man and Billy Kemp in space, it's really hard to stay blanketed on him.
9 catches, 81 yards, and a big 3rd and 1 for both teams. Again, Virginia's opened the season 0-2 in conference play. This is the Hurricanes' first ACC game. 3rd and 1. Rodriguez in motion. Takes the snap, and Rodriguez goes right up the middle. What an innovative play call there at a Robert Anae. He goes into motion. He goes up under center. Quarterback snap it, first down.
I love it when teams do this. You get a backup quarterback or a guy that's familiar with taking the snap in there to do the quarterback sneak, and they actually collapse the left side of the line. You almost had Jacob Rodriguez breaking that.
That's a cold snap, too.
Absolutely.
Like you're just walking in and throwing your hands up underneath and hope it hits.
But again, an under center snap, it's a foreign thing in college football nowadays.
Especially on short down. Don't get me started on that again. I'm just cooling down from the last one. Taulapapa and a gain of 4. See how that works? You get a guy under center, 6 yards, you get the first down.
And if you look at the percentages in the analytics, the odds of scoring a touchdown or a drive ending in points after you convert a third down go up exponentially. Virginia, one of those analytics-based programs, Bronco Mendenhall, very cerebral in his evaluation of the program, likely knows that. An excellent call from him.
Matt Edwards, their lead analytics expert. Lavelle Edwards' grandson, the great coach at BYU back in the day. 2nd and 4. Taulapapa met immediately. Leonard Taylor. You are going to hear his name year after year based on what we've seen out of the 5-star true freshman tonight.
Yeah, and he has been all over the place tonight. The penetration, there he is on the right side of your screen, kind of in the middle. Excuse me, comes from the left. My apologies. Does a nice job of getting into the backfield, and Miami needs to be careful. James Williams ripping that ball out. He's already been called for it once. Careful.
So here we go, 3rd down. Every 3rd down is big for both sides of the ball this stage of the game. Under 6 to play. Ed Reed watches on. 9 of 17 on the night is Virginia on 3rd down. Armstrong looks downfield and is broken up to Corey Couch. That was intended for Dontayvion Wicks, and Couch and the Hurricanes defense able to step up.
Yeah, and he goes to the wrong side. Billy Kemp at the bottom of your screen has Bubba Bolden twisted in knots.
And he knows it.
Goes to the top, and Billy Kemp knew it like you said. That's what they're talking to Brennan Armstrong about. Hey, on the other side, go to Billy Kemp.
Wicks took a big hit on the incompletion. We'll have to check in with him as this game gets late in the 4th quarter. Finn to punt to Jacoby George. Fair catches it at the 9-yard line. We have 5:36 to play at Hard Rock Stadium. Can the U answer? It's all Tyler Van Dyke coming up next.
You know that fresh made-to-order salad you've been craving? What if you could get that?
Here we go, down to Miami. Van Dyke rolls out. He's going to take a shot downfield. That's going to fall incomplete. I want to go back, and there's the flag on this play, so we're going to hang out here for a minute. Fentrell Cypress on the coverage.
Pass interference, defense, number 23. 15-yard penalty. Automatic, first down.
So they're going to get a first down on this pass interference, but I want to go back to the play prior to the punt. I want to bring in our rules official, Matt Austin. Miami got away with a targeting here on Wicks.
Well, yes, they did, and the defender got away with not injuring himself. This type of play is the reason the crown of the helmet targeting rule is in there. He makes a point of lowering his head. It doesn't matter where he makes contact on the offensive player. He hits him in the shoulder, but still, that could be a catastrophic injury to him.
So Miami misses the targeting penalty that would have extended the drive. They get a pass interference penalty that moves the chains on this drive, and that's Brashard Smith out of the backfield.
And Matt, we were talking a little bit in the break earlier about how well officiated this game has been, but how does that get missed upon review?
You know, and if it doesn't, to review it from the booth, it really has to jump out at the replay official. If it doesn't, a lot of times they don't even look at the play.
That's Jalen Knight on the carry, and we were sitting here during the commercial break talking about the punt. and noticed that Wicks went off to the sidelines, then talked about a body coming in there full speed, took another look and said, now wait a second. It's a missed targeting penalty, but again, the game has been well officiated. They missed that call. Miami, the beneficiary, 1st and 10. Give it to the Rooster. What a cut by Jalen Knight, and there is a flag down on the field.
Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. It's going to be on Charleston Rambo throwing a crack block on the safety coming down.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block against the offense, number 11. 15 yards from the spot of the foul, 1st down.
All right, so you got an injured player on the field.
Timeout.
That's 94. Aaron Famui will step aside, come back right after this.
Welcome to Allstate, where we've just lowered our auto rate.
Couple weekend and a week 5 of college football here on ESPN. After the penalty, 1st and 22. Van Dyke fakes it to Knighton. Just sidearm it over the middle of the field, and that's Mike Harley. Brought down on the play by Nick Grant. Got a gain of 8.
It's a nice drive, nice job on 1st down, and Mike Harley working back to his quarterback. Tyler Van Dyke delivering, and this is the biggest drive of the young freshman's career at Miami right now. Down 2 points. Got to get your team in at least field goal range here with 4 minutes left.
3 timeouts. You have a Borregales kicking your field goals, and that just out of the reach of Will Mallory. It's now 3rd and 14.
I like the 1st down completion to get you into a 2nd and somewhat in the range, but now 3rd and 14.
With 3 timeouts, you don't need to be aggressive with your defense playing well.
I think you go with something that he's obviously comfortable with. You got Xavier Restrepo to the bottom with Will Mallory. Try and give him something clean to the top.
Lou Headley's had a good game punting. Don't give it all away here if you're Van Dyke, who takes a shot over the middle. But what do we know? We're just announcers. Charleston Rambo over the middle for a gain of 16. He's like, you guys don't think I can do it on 3rd and 14?
Well, it's a really nice job of play design by Rhett Lashley, because you're going to end up with 2 guys over 1 here to the top. So it tells him automatically, all right, I'm going down to the bottom of the screen. I don't have one-on-one. And then you get the route combination to the bottom. Go ahead and roll it, guys. The route combination to the bottom, Charleston Rambo on the outside does a nice job of just working in the soft spot of the zone. Tyler Van Dyke finds it, but putting the formation to the boundary, that trips to the boundary, makes Virginia dictate whether or not it's going to be one-on-one to the field. It tells Van Dyke to go back to the boundary. Rambo does a nice job of finding space and getting a completion for a 1st down.
Mandy Alonso's the injured player for Virginia. He's had a good night. First time he's had multiple sacks in the same game in his career. He's had a big night for the Who's defense. Good sign seeing him get up. Roddy, both of these teams have, it's almost been like a basketball game. It's been a game of runs.
Yeah, it has.
And right now, Miami's on their run offensively as Virginia fans happy to see Alonso get up under his own power. He's from Miami. This is a homecoming for Alonso. Has some family and friends here. And he's played well. He's put on a show. Defense is going to have to do it without him, at least for a couple of plays. But the flip of the script that we've seen out of Van Dyke in this Miami offense in the 2nd half has been really incredible for this freshman. You see those numbers, 10 of 12 since he started, 5 of 17. They're seeing this kid grow in a first conference game of the season right in front of their eyes without their star quarterback.
Well, I think the biggest thing that they've done in the 2nd half is they've protected him better. He hasn't been under as much pressure. He's been able to hit shots downfield and then found some comfort with his underneath receivers.
Again, all 3 timeouts. Harley in motion. Knighton right up the gut. And a gain of 4. Andres Borregales, his longest of the season, 55 yards. That against Michigan State. You see Blunt slow to get up. His helmet came off, so the trainers are going to hop back out. And Blunt's just going to take a knee there for a second while he gets attended to. But there's Andres Borregales of the kicking Borregales family. His brother played here. Andres came in, snags that same number. Manny Diaz said that this kid is just a competitor. And he won his team's trust early on in practice. Had a bad day of practice one day, missed some kicks, situational thing. Came back the next day and drilled them all. So good to see Blunt get off the field there. Cheering on his defense. He goes to the sideline. 2nd and 6 here late in the 4th quarter.
Joey Blunt has been all over the field for this Virginia defense. Mandy Alonso back on the field. Good sign for Virginia the way he's been playing.
Alonso back in. Saw him shake it up a play ago. So 2nd and 6. They're going to ride Knight again. And he's got some giddy up right out of the gate, man. This kid's quick. 4-game suspension to start the year. First game back. We thought he'd add a little bit of an element to the Hurricanes offense.
His ability to burst through the hole has certainly been tangible.
Ball's out. And recovered by Van Dyke. We were just talking about Knight, and boy, he just coughed that up, and the young quarterback was there, right place, right time to fall on.
Nick Grant putting his hand on the football, just poking it out. That's just poor ball security by Jalen Knight, and guy that hasn't played this year yet, getting his first taste of game action in this game. Ball security needs to be on point here late in the 4th.
That'll get Cameron Harris right back in the game. He had the big touchdown early. 2nd and 13. They're relying on the run. They found something up front. Harris picks up 5 yards.
This offensive line has been much better in the 2nd half, not allowing penetration in the run game either. Jalen Knighton's had some success. There you saw Cameron Harris have some, set up a 3rd and manageable as the clock ticks down under 2 minutes. Miami still has all 3 timeouts. They're draining that clock, so feeling comfortable even if they don't get it.
Again, it's Cameron Harris off the right side. Here goes Cam. And a gain of 22.
And now well within field goal range. Miami's going to downshift the tempo, drain that clock, pull those Virginia timeouts. Cameron Harris fired up now with the opportunity his team has. And what a steal of a win this would be if they're able to finish it now that they're down inside the red zone. Watch the missed tackles. Saw number 4, Elliott Brown, have a shot. Nick Grant had a shot, and then eventually downfield. Excuse me, that was Antonio Clary that had a shot. And eventually downfield, they're able to wrangle him.
Harris, 12 carries, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Play stops for another injured player. So Virginia with 2 timeouts remaining. Miami still has all 3. Anthony Johnson being taken off the field. Harris 102 yards here in the 2nd half.
Now, if you're Bronco Mendenhall, Miami's obviously going to run the football. At what point do you decide to take those timeouts? Do you take it after 1st down, or do you wait until 2nd and 3rd down if you're able to get the stop on 1st?
The clock's moving now down to 1:43.
Second charge timeout.
So Bronco's going to take his 2nd.
30 seconds.
Yeah, because the clock was running after that injury.
Sports Center coming up next with Scott Van Pelt. They'll have the Week 5 winners, plus breaking down Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow's first NFL meeting. Former #1 picks going at it tonight, Thursday Night Football. And inside the final stretch in the AL wildcard race, Sports Center with SVP next right here on ESPN and the ESPN app. The month of October, I know we're technically not there yet. Month of October, greatest month in sports. Pennant chases, NFL, college football, NHL returns, NBA's on the cusp. College basketball teams are starting to work out. Air getting a little crisp outside.
In some parts of the country.
Except not here in Miami Gardens. That's why people live in the nice weather.
Miami, all they've got to do now is hold on to the football. Virginia can only stop the clock one more time.
So that's Harris moving the ball towards the middle of the field, and that'll be the final timeout for Virginia.
Timeout. Virginia. 30 seconds.
This game was 16-7 at the half, and Miami didn't have a pulse. And this second half, little by little, they've been able to get back in the game. And now have an opportunity here with about 1:31 left. Virginia out of timeouts. Could have come down to a Borregales field goal for the win.
And despite the missed opportunities on defense for Miami, the missed interception at the beginning of the game that led to Virginia's first touchdown, the missed interception on the miraculous Dontayvion Wicks catch that led to a Virginia touchdown in the second half, the lone Virginia touchdown of the second half. It has been an incredible job by this Miami defense of just battling and giving that offense long enough to figure it out and give them a chance to win.
You know, we had talked about what's at stake at the opening of the broadcast. Virginia 0-2 to start conference play, 2-2 overall. You see Miami's record, it's 2-2, but they've yet to play a conference game. This is the first one tonight. You can get cliche, Rod, and say, hey, all our goals are in front of us, but for Miami, it's true. In the Coastal Division, the ACC is wide open.
It absolutely is, and they're next. They get a bye to get healthy before they go to North Carolina.
So 2nd and 10, going to be Cam Harris. Tackled immediately. So bringing up 3rd down. Aaron Falamui on the tackle.
Miami going to be content to drain this clock as far down as they can. Likely run the ball one more time before sending out Andres Borregales for a game-winning field goal. I think the overall demeanor of Tyler Van Dyke, though, struggled throughout this game at times, but just battled over and over. Get his offense down the field and in a position to win this football game.
30 seconds.
So Miami uses their first timeout. You'll look at Van Dyke's stat line, and you're not going to be wowed. 15 of 29, 203, and 1 touchdown. But it was situational. The situational plays that Van Dyke made, and then Cameron Harris came into the second half and had a big game. But again, Van Dyke making the start, no De'Aaron King, and stepped up when he needed to.
This felt like the play that really got his confidence going. Getting out of the pocket, throwing it downfield to Xavier Restrepo, and then what seems to be he and Mike Harley's favorite route, that corner route down near the end zone where he's able to connect. The run as well, the ability to do it with the legs, the speed going up the sideline. Just situational awareness, what Tyler Van Dyke's been able to do in this second half. Staying the course over and over and over, and those 7 rushes for 8 yards obviously includes sack yardage, but the touchdown being the most important one.
Start of the game, 5 of 17. Since he is 10 of 12. And wisely going to move the ball to the middle of the field. And so Andres Borregales is going to come on for the game-winning kick for Miami to move to 3-2 on the season and get that first win in Coastal Conference play.
And you wonder what, if this goes through the uprights, what it will do for the confidence of this Miami team, a team that got beat up against Alabama. Their confidence shaken a bit. They struggled to beat App State. They get physically beat by Michigan State. Their ability to run the football, they got a little bit last week. Now they'll take a timeout with 3 seconds left.
Second charge timeout. Miami.
Look, Manny Diaz he's an honest coach. He says, look, we know the noise, we hear the noise, we don't listen to the noise.
Right.
We have talent. We've got young talent. When the young 5-stars and 4-stars start stepping up, we're going to get even better. We've seen that tonight. Taylor was good tonight. Williams, the safety, was good tonight. Brashard Smith, the talented receiver. A lot of this South Florida high school players that are starting to come back to Miami. You give this thing a couple of weeks, a couple of seasons, let these guys grow up.
And look, some of the plays that weren't made today by those young players, they improve, they get older, and they'll start to make those plays. And this is one of them. The young Andres Borregales with a chance to win it.
33-yard attempt. Lou Headley, the punter, holds. Can Miami complete the comeback? with 3 seconds left. Snap, clean, hold clean. Borregales off the upright. And Virginia escapes Miami with a win. What an unbelievable finish to what was an incredible college football game. Andres Borregales had a chance to save the season for Miami, and it went off the left upright. And Bronco Mendenhall and the Cavaliers are leaving with the win.
It's a tough way for it to end, obviously, for Miami. But you have to give credit to what Virginia was able to do early that put them ahead and had Miami chase and eventually able to hold on. This one's going to sting for the U, but Bronco Mendenhall and his crew getting their first ACC win of the year. You see the elation, the relief. Brennan Armstrong, that young man, played so well in the first half, struggled in the second half. The defense was on their heels a little bit at the end. Miami deciding to opt for the field goal attempt with the young kicker Andres Borregales, the freshman, and it goes off the upright.
He was 2 of 3 from field goals between 30 and 39. So now Bronco and Virginia, they are on the road at Louisville, snap a 2-game losing streak to Miami. What a college football game that was. For Rodney Jones, Harry Lyles, I'm Matt Barry. Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt starts now.
Thank you, Matt. What a finish. Wahoo wah if you were rooting for the road team. How are you? I'm Scott Van Pelt here in Washington, D.C.